Hello and welcome to British Law Armor. I'm your host, Smoke. Oh, that's fucked.
That's horrendous.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm
we're live, so there's no redoing that. We're in it now.
That was something else.
Oh, fuck. Well, hey, welcome to Lorehammer. We got the British show again. Hey, we got T and Fishy joining us. What's going on, boys?
Hey,
howdy doody.
We had a blast last episode talking about tanks. Lots of slander was thrown at any tanky out there, so don't go on the Discord if you're a tanky. You might get your feelings hurt. But we had a lot of fun going over all those different tanks and stuff. I think we decided that the Vindicator is and always will be the best tank.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that sums up that episode, yeah. Just three guys gushing about a Vindicator.
Just a blob of armor and a big gun. What else? What more do you want?
What do you need?
Yeah,
It's got tracks.
You want some tank with your gun? Right.
To be fair, my biggest learning thing from that was: do you want some tank with your ammo for the Vindicator?
Yeah.
800 rounds. 800 rounds.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm sure we'll run into some more of those kind of problems. In this episode, we're doing another Astartes Armoury. This time we're doing aircraft edition. So lots of different airplanes that are used. And we'll get into some chapter-specific ones, even all types of stuff. Before we get into it, some quick housekeeping. Come join the Discord. Like I said, unless you're a tanky, give it a week. Then come join the Discord. We hang out. We have a fun time there. People are just chatting and showing you minis and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you have some sick aircraft that you've painted recently. I feel like aircraft can be super cool. I was looking at aircraft and they were doing like cinematic bases on them where they'd take epic scale tanks and put it on the aircraft base and create this cool like perspective change. Very cool. If you got that, come post it in the Discord.
I've seen a couple of those and they look fantastic.
Yeah, what a cool idea. Or they do like the other way where they buy an epic plane and then they put like a jump pack boy above the plane. So then the plane looks small and the guy looks big and then it's that other scale difference. But all types of fun things you can do with the aircraft.
That's cool.
Yeah, so come join the Discord. Show me what you got. Show me what you're working on.
Join the Patreon as well. Join the Imperial Tithe. Be part of the show. That's how me and Fishy ended up here. It's the best way to get involved if you're interested in taking part. You can get an ad-free version of the show for just $2.50, or £2 English money probably.
About £2.
Yeah, and a live stream version, which
just don't give me that Canadian money. It's like you'd have to give me like $100. It's like, I got $1 Canadian dollarino now, or $1 US dollarino.
It's not looking plastic.
Good. Yeah, it's plastic money. It's all fake up there for sure. It's just give me USD. It's all good.
And the live stream that we're obviously on now, $5. Bargain.
Yeah, good times.
And then speaking of the live stream, obviously, as T just said, $5 you get access to this fantastic live stream. You can be in the chat room during the show. You can chat to us whilst we're talking about different subjects, ask questions. We'll try and answer them if I know I'm terrible for it, if we see them. And at the end, we try, if the episode is quick enough, try and have a calling guest at the end of the episode, have a chat with us, talk law, talk what you're doing, talk about life, your bowel movements, whatever. We will talk about it.
We're not picky.
No. I mean, you can't be on here.
We're going to spend 2 hours talking about Warhammer, so we can't be that picky.
Well, yeah, no, it's like the bowel movement thing. It's like, so we're talking Nurgle. Excellent. Yeah. I'm in. Cool. Yeah, well, we got a fun episode. Aircraft today. We're going to be covering the Stormhawk Interceptor, the Storm Talon Gunship, the Stormraven Gunship, the Storm Eagle Assault Gunship, the Thunderhawk Gunship, its various different Thunderhawk variants, the Caestus Assault Ram, the Xiphon. We had a theme and then it kind of broke down real quick. The Land Speed of Tempest.
There was definitely a strong theme running through.
It's got Tempest in the name. It's got Tempest.
I guess that's a storm. Sure. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, the naming variation. Stormhawk, Storm Talon, Storm Raven, Storm Eagle, Thunderhawk. Fuck.
They're pretty cool though. Like that, you can't argue that they're not cool names.
Yeah, they're perfect, man. Yeah, the planes themselves, they have a great kind of like silhouette. All of them, they're all just fucking bricks, man. Just these flying bricks that you put enough engine on it, and you can make anything fly. I think is their kind of logic when it comes to them.
Yeah.
Except for
Honestly,
this,
think about it. Like alien planets, the atmosphere is going to be different. Gravity will be different. It might fly nicely.
just supercharge your engine, and then hopefully you can make it anywhere. Yeah, cool. I guess a couple chapter specific ones. Corvus Blackstar, Space Wolves have a couple, Dark Angels have a couple. Yeah, let's get into it. I think let's talk about flying aircraft.
Yeah, so Astartes aircraft. Adeptus Astartes aircraft are forged for orbital war, delivering overwhelming firepower, rapid redeployment, and air superiority during planetary assaults. Built for brutal versatility, each craft can shift between interception, strike support, escort, and close air attack without loss of lethality. Heavily armored hulls, redundant systems, and advanced countermeasures allow them to withstand intense anti-air fire whilst maintaining relentless pressure. Pretty cool.
It seems like a very similar theme to their armor. They just need to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just need to keep moving, keep up the pressure, no matter what is thrown at them. They need to keep driving.
One thing though that I like, I thought about this when we had the show announced that this was what we were going to do, is that reading the books, they don't really feature. They're pretty much like an insertion or exfil vehicle, but they're not like integral into the story. You might like tanks are more in it, and it's same with kind of like tabletop as well. Like you can deploy them, but most of the time tabletop is going to be like infantry and tanks.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking tabletop, certainly the last couple of editions, flyers have been next to useless.
Yeah.
Apart from Valkyries flying low level with Catachans because Space Vietnam is cool.
Yeah,
but very rarely you see flyers on tabletop, sadly, which is a shame because the models are fantastic. They look
and even in the models, or I mean the novels, like Double Eagle by Dan Abnett, that's really the only like main flyer book I can think of, and that's Imperial Guard. I feel like there are some like the orcs have a couple cool flyer ones as well, but once again, that's not Space Marines necessarily. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Like they're kind of this like almost underutilized aspect of 40K.
Yeah, like we all know that they're kind of part of the lore. They've got quite a rich lore that obviously we'll be going into today, but you pretty much just get like a dropship dropping Marines, and then the story's focused on them on the ground rather than anything else. Like you don't get stories of like Space Marine fighter races and things like that, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like intro clips are the best way that they do it, or the way that they do it, where you're flying in. Like I'm just picturing Space Marine 2, and if you played the intro of that, you're flying in the airship, and then you never go in an airplane again, and you have this like 1 minute intro clip where it's like, oh, that's fucking cool plane, and then you never see any plane ever again.
I have a confession to make. I've never played Space Marine 2.
Okay, let's boot this fucking goon. Get him out of here.
All right. Moving on that note.
Moving on.
Their weapon systems are designed for flexible destruction, engaging aircraft, armor, or infantry as required. Their strength lies in integration, operating alone or as coordinated strike formations that combine speed, firepower, and transport into a single spearhead. In Astartes' doctrine, control of the skies is not separate from war on the ground, but the decisive opening blow that shapes the entire engagement.
Yeah, that decisive opening blow. They'll drop pod guys on you, they'll drop tanks on you, they'll come in and just drop bombs on you, then drop Marines on you. The planes are just like, that opening statement.
I mean,
and it makes sense.
Sorry, go on, Fishy.
No, sorry. It makes sense. I mean, the Astartes, their main supply line is the sky.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to control the sky as best you can.
Yeah. So they get in real quick, and then they do a shit ton of damage. Usually they destroy like the command structure or whatever like that. Yeah, and then you don't really see that extraction end. Like, yeah, they're on the front and the back end where it's like, okay, after the battle's kind of done, or at least like your objective is done, now you got to extract. So then those heavily armored spacecraft, the flyers again, are perfect for once again kind of coming in. But yeah, they like that beginning and then exit thing, really.
It's just another case of Space Marine overkill, right? Like orbital bombardment, followed by strafing runs and bombing runs, followed by Space Astartes, a super soldier assault, supported by tanks and artillery support. Like, it's just relentless. Like, do you need it all? Sure, why not? Like, make sure it's dead. Like, sure.
You don't need to see the logistics of them leaving afterwards. You've seen all the fun bits.
Yeah.
It's just strawberry jam everywhere and just aircraft landing. It's a bit boring, really.
Yeah. People are slipping around everywhere.
Why have I now got an image of?
Come out.
Yeah. Just like an ultramarine there with a clipboard and a hard hat. Just hang on, guys. We need to account for these bolter rounds.
Yeah, have you got permits for that?
Or even just a really sad Black Templar with a couple of the wands waving in the aircraft when they're finished crusading.
Bring it back home, boys.
But we say about Astartes aircraft, there's some really cool scenes in the Hell's Reach animation where they're moving to go and get the super weapon in the aircraft. There's some nice little scenes that give you a bit of a picture. But again, it's just almost like a way to transport the story. It's not about the aircraft itself.
Yeah, and like
what happens in it.
Yeah, and like fighter pilot aces, like we've all heard of like the term ace, where it's like, yeah, clearly these like dogfight duels like do happen. It's such like it can be such a narrative, such a story to have it happen, but yeah, we just don't really get it.
Yeah. So speaking of fighter aces and such, the Stormhawk Interceptor are their dedicated warcraft of the Adeptus Astartes, descended from the Storm Talon pattern and forged for absolute domination of the skies. Encased in formidable armor and bristling with devastating weaponry, they are relentless predators that roar through cloud banks and storm fronts, annihilating targets in a tempest of fire and ruin. The arrival of a Stormhawk squadron, engines thundering and flare systems blazing like celestial shields, proclaims a single truth to all below. The skies belong to the Emperor. That goes hard.
That's cool.
That goes hard.
That's a cool line.
Just and I'm sure we've all seen photos of the Hercules, the C-130s popping flares as they fly. That is a real show of dominance. To think of an entire squadron of Stormhawks coming in and doing the exact same, yeah.
I love that effect that they have. It's called like the Iron Halo effect or something like that.
Yeah.
It actually creates like this like holy look almost.
It's almost it is celestial. You know, it's this other being. But that other being is just a giant superhuman soldier that's going to rip your face off. Whether in atmosphere. Whether in atmosphere or the cold void, they carry the wrath of the Space Marines wherever battle calls. Launched from mag cradles aboard orbiting warships and descending like armored meteors. It's just a flying tank. That's the image I'm getting. A flying tank that it's just power.
Yeah, it's an image.
We've talked about how like some of the vehicles seem very underpowered when it comes to like how many guns they have on it. It's like, so your Rhino transport just has a storm bolter, and that's all you think you need for that vehicle. But when it comes to the flyers, man, they're like toss on twin-linked assault cannons, toss on some rocket pods. Does it need a las cannon? Yeah, give it a las cannon. Like all of them are so over the top when it comes to the war gear.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. It has like las cannons on the tips, nose mounted like tri-barrel las cannon. I forget what it's called. We'll get to it.
I mean, to me, that just smacks of A10 Warthog.
Yeah. I mean, it's called an interceptor, so it's in aviation warfare. Like an interceptor is like an anti-fighter plane.
Yeah.
Like you'd intercept like fighters, bomber streams, things like that. Like the Spitfire is an interceptor. It's quick. It's got good guns. It's not like heavily armored. It's for catching and killing prey. Which like makes sense for an Astartes, right? Like this is the kind of thing you're going to have like a fighter race in, chasing down, shooting down like Drakari spaceships, things like that, like chasing, intercepting, killing.
Yeah. And while it is like super heavily armored and stuff, it's still small, especially compared to a lot of Astartes aircraft. Like it's this tight, compact, like nimble thing for sure.
Yeah. So, speaking of the armor, Stormhawks are sheathed in thick ceramite plating engineered to endure atmospheric re-entry and sustained combat. Even the cockpit is fully armored, replacing fragile transparencies with reinforced sensor arrays and lens clusters that feed battlefield data directly to the pilot. Advanced countermeasure systems further protect the craft, confounding enemy targeting and allowing the Stormhawk to drive relentlessly through hostile fire towards its prey. So, we were saying last time about like the Whirlwinds, it's ceramite armor. It's just a Space Marine armor on a tank and stuff like that. So they've gone one up, and they've put Space Marine armor on a plane.
And the weight limits be damned.
Yeah, who cares about physics?
It's the same as like the tanks and helmets as well, right? Like they don't have windows or like actual physical viewpoints. It's all like just wired straight into their brains. Like same as the helmets, they're not actually like eye lenses, are they? They're like cameras that just like feed it directly into their brain, which is pretty cool. Like when you think about it, especially like in space, fight in a like dogfight, you don't want something that's gonna potentially break.
Yeah, it would be such a trip to have that 360 view of like around your car, around your airplane. That'd be so.
Do you
trippy.
think? So obviously it's wired straight into them, right? Do you think they're like helmetless and like the internal walls of the ship are like, it's like you're looking outside. It's like the ship's transparent because like the walls are like the feed.
That's really cool. That's a really cool idea. Sort of
it's
a full
like
VR
Wonder
effect
Woman
without the headset.
Yeah, Wonder Woman just riding her invisible plane, kind of thing, looking around. Okay.
Now I can't help but think of the Family Guy episode.
Oh, she's on the toilet.
And we're back to bowel movements.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like he like looks over his shoulder and he's like looking, and that's like the rear view.
Yeah.
Or cool. Not even looks over his shoulder, like his chair rotates.
Yeah. The armament. The Stormhawk Interceptor is a heavily armed air superiority fighter and attack craft, forged to dominate the skies through overwhelming firepower and relentless aggression. Its weapons are designed to destroy both aerial and ground targets with ruthless efficiency. Mounted beneath the fuselage is a Las Talon, a powerful laser weapon that fires paired bursts of searing energy capable of punching through heavy armor and reducing war machines to wreck. The craft is also armed with twin-linked assault cannons beneath the wingtips, tearing through aircraft and infantry with sustained fire. Beneath the winged-mounted engines and fuselage sit twin-linked heavy bolters. There's just guns on guns. I didn't see the heavy bolters. I didn't even see them. Beneath them, adding further weight to its attack runs. For specialist roles, the Las Talon may be replaced with Icarus Storm Cannon, while the heavy bolters are swapped to the Skyhammer or Typhoon missile launchers. Encased in ceramite armor and protected by Infernum Halo launcher, the Stormhawk drives through hostile fire with unyielding force of a true Astartes war machine. Yeah, lots of different guns. Anytime I see a las cannon on a plane, I just think like that's the ultimate weapon if you're an aircraft fighter. I just think about planes, the speed, and you get the movies where they're firing a rocket and then you have to, oh no, you're dodging the rocket through the canyon. With a las cannon, you press that button and that plane is hit instantly. Like it's the speed of light, your gun. So man, las cannons would be the best on a plane for sure. If you're doing plane to plane battle.
Yeah, and I guess it again, like links back to our artillery episode when we were looking at like the AA with like the just a wall of lead that you're throwing. It's going to be the same with these guys. Like if you're in a dogfight and like your las cannon's like recharging or whatever, you just want a stream of bullets that you just like lead the target, walks into
That
them.
works too.
That works too, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you the twin linked assault cannon, like it's just such a nasty looking gun. It probably pumps out so many shots a second.
Because an assault cannon isn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why only have one when you can have two?
And then we're completely glossing over the twin linked heavy bolters as well.
Yeah, I didn't know they had that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Guns on gun.
I like heavy bolters. Like, I never think of it doing anything else other than being carried by an Astartes or like tripod mounted for guard. I never think about it being like mounted on stuff. They always have seem to have like a specialist, like bolter variant that's mounted on stuff a lot of the time.
I see. Yeah, like the Castigator bolt gun, or yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Rather than we'll just take a heavy bolter and just strap it on.
Now, what's interesting, I find, it's got a las Talon, which is the same weapon, I believe, that's on the repulsor, modern Primaris rubbish. I believe the repulsor's main gun is also called a las Talon.
Yeah, I think so.
So does that suggest that perhaps it was a Blood Raven had a look at a Stormhawk and thought, you know what, that would be good on.
Hey.
Hang on, guys, it's not strapped down.
Yeah. Give me a second.
It's now ours. But yeah, no, it's just got everything. It's an all-rounder, really.
Yeah,
at least it's weaponry.
Yeah.
No bombs on that guy though. It wouldn't make a good bomber.
No, you can have missiles.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's got such a cool silhouette.
Mm.
Yeah. Pretty iconic. I like the wings that like go up.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, formations. The embodiment of Skyborn fury and battlefield adaptability, an Adeptus Astartes strike-wing formation descends as a unified spearhead of destruction, delivering overwhelming firepower and devastating precision. It can also split into independent hunting elements, each capable of engaging and destroying separate threats across the battlefield. When operating together, the strike wings attack runs carve through enemy formations, shattering armored columns beneath storms of explosive fire and leaving only burning wreckage and scorched earth. This formation consists of 2 Stormhawk Interceptors and 2 Storm Talon gunships. Their combined might bring down the Emperor's wrath from the skies. There's a lot of wrath from the skies in this episode.
Yeah, there will be that. You stay out of the Emperor's skies. Don't you look up there.
Like, it's gonna feel like every armor and artillery and episode where like they can all pretty much do everything. Like you've got these formations where you've got 2 Stormhawks and 2 Storm Talons. Like,
yeah, they got you
what
covered.
can one do that the other one can't do? They're both like got so much overkill.
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Yeah.
It'll work.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Storm Talon gunships, the Storm Talon is piloted by a Tech Marine. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's spirit machine bound to a warrior who understands both battle and engine. It serves the Adeptus Astartes as a deadly interceptor and ground attack craft, combining the speed to hunt enemy aircraft with the firepower to shatter targets below. Versatile and lethal, it can shield Astartes forces from aerial threats or descend into close support, bringing its weapons to bear, even while maneuvering through heavy opposition. Among chapters such as the White Scar, Raven Guard, and Hawklords, the Storm Talon takes a more aggressive role. Rather than only supporting the advance, it leads it, surging ahead as a vanguard strike craft that matches the pace of assault marines and land speeders. In these operations, it becomes the spearhead of the attack, breaking enemy lines while fast-moving elements clear anti-air defenses. I never thought of White Scars using aircraft. I know they're all about speed, but I never thought about aircraft.
Yeah, there is a
Makes
couple
sense.
that like they have, like they came up with the land speeder Tempest that we kind of briefly talked about. Yeah, there's a couple, but yeah, you don't really think of it. It's more ground focused.
Mm.
Do you think they're afraid of heights sometimes, or?
I can imagine them doing like loads of jumping competition on their bikes.
Yeah, jumping canyons.
Yeah. I can imagine them doing that. So I don't think it's a heights thing. But I don't know. Perhaps they don't like being enclosed.
No,
I think they like being free.
I guess, yeah.
Bikes like atmospheric. Like, can't some of their bikes like do void warfare?
I guess like the jet bikes, yeah.
Which is effectively like could be like again smaller, more nimble versions of this, right? Like weaving in and out and
yeah, and you'd have so many of them, it would almost be like a swarm of little jet bikes as opposed to like one or two ships. It'd be fun. The armament of the Storm Talon gunship carries a formidable arsenal of its size, delivering heavy firepower from compact but heavily armored frame. Its standard armament consists of a turret-mounted pair of twin-linked assault cannons in the nose, supported by twin-linked heavy bolters along the fuselage. Together, these weapons tear through infantry, light vehicles, and enemy aircraft with equal ferocity. The heavy bolters may be replaced with twin-linked las cannons for armored targets, Skyhammer missile launchers for sustained bombardment, or Typhoon missile launchers for long-range strikes. Encased in reinforced ceramite plating, the Storm Talon can endure punishing fire and continue its attack without hesitation. Records of the Storm Talon deployed among specialist chapters such as the Grey Knights, Blood Angels, and Dark Angels remain incomplete, known only to their own armories and forge masters. Likewise, the full extent of additional modifications and enhancements remains unrecorded with Imperial archives. One thing I feel like I've been changing a lot over the years with my like way I view 40K is how flexible their technology actually is. And like how much actual variety there actually is in the galaxy. Like, yeah, it's a big place. Yeah, you're gonna have like infinite vehicles, but for a while there, like when you come in the game and you're like, no, 3rd edition, 4th edition, they only had rhinos, so we only have rhinos. It felt very dug in and very like, this is what we have, everyone's using it, like we don't need anything else. But yeah, it seems like not only have I kind of opened up to the idea, but 40K as well, the writers kind of opened up the idea there is more vehicles out there. You can do custom vehicles. Maybe the White Scars, yeah, they don't like the las cannons on them for some reason. They don't like rockets or whatever. They come up with their own variant. They don't want the cockpit to be armored. They want it open so the wind can blow through their hair. Like different little variants. It's there's some more tweaking than I thought originally.
Yeah, there's a lot more kind of like individuality and custom stuff as well. Like again, like you were saying, when it was just rhinos, everyone had rhinos. Astartes had rhinos. Imperial Guard had rhinos. Like the Caestus Assault Ram had rhinos.
Like the galaxy was built on rhinos, you know?
Yeah. But now everyone's got different vehicles and they've all got a specific purpose. They're all doing this. They're all doing that. Each chapter has even got their own variant on like standard patterns.
Yeah.
And it's still being left open-ended as well. You know, it's still saying there's incomplete archives. We haven't recorded everything. So there could be more. So if you want to make a really cool variant, you want to slap a few, I don't know, borrow some Krieg artillery pieces and slap them on the bottom. You know, do what you want. Which I think
want really my Sky Talon to have an Earthshaker cannon.
Then why not?
A Sky Vindicator, right?
Sky Vindicator. Now we're talking.
Because of that, T, for the podcast and the Discord, I might go out and buy a Vindicator kit and a Sky Talon kit, a Storm Talon kit, and just put the wings on the Vindicator.
There we go. Those are shielding at all. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. You would have brought that up to me when I was playing like 4th or 5th edition. I would have called you a heretic. I would say, no, we don't do that with technology. Leave that to tech marines. But I'm more open to it now.
You've grown.
Thank you. We got another formation here for this one. A little different than the other formation we talked about.
Yeah. Among the feared formations of the Adeptus Astartes, a Stormwing squadron consists of a Stormraven gunship escorted by 2 Storm Talon gunships, combining armor, speed, and firepower. These formations excel in shock assaults, but their true strength lies in the Battle Brothers carried within the Stormraven's hold. When it lands, its assault ramp drops, and veteran warriors surge into battle, breaking the enemy lines within moments. Such is the impact of their arrival that traitors, heretics, and Xenos alike fear the sight of these 3 descending silhouettes and the roar of the engines overhead. Like, what's still alive at this point? Like we said at the start of the show, like, are you really scared of these gunships coming, or are you already glass?
I mean, it depends how many there are on planet side, really.
Yeah.
You've got to let the brothers have their fun on the ground.
Yeah, true.
So, speaking of the Stormraven, the Stormraven gunship is a formidable warcraft, common within many Space Marine chapters, combining assault transport, gunship, and strikecraft roles in a single armored frame. It embodies the Astartes' preference for versatility, backed up by overwhelming force. Its origins remain uncertain, obscured by conflicting records, but its battlefield value has ensured widespread adoption across the Imperium as a tool of rapid assault and armored spearhead operations. Though smaller than many Imperial gunships, the Stormraven is highly maneuverable, using vectored thrusters to navigate hostile environments with precision. This agility allows it to strike where heavier craft cannot, threading through urban battlefields and fortress complexes, whilst delivering firepower and battle-ready warriors direct into the enemy's heart. It's interesting. It makes me slightly worry that no one knows where these came from.
Yeah.
It makes me a bit worried.
I think no one wants to take ownership because they're not good looking like vehicles.
Yeah. Who built this thing?
Who designed that? Wasn't me. I didn't do it.
You have one guy just in the corner, like about to raise his hand, and then someone just says, "It's ugly as fuck." Oh
Yeah, it was me. I don't know.
Oh man.
It almost looks like it looks a bit like an insect.
Like an insect.
Yeah, like you've got like the body and then like the wings coming off the back of it because they're like insects are very like heavy with the small wings.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah.
Sort of dragonfly-esque, isn't it?
Or like
With
a bee,
the big head, or a bit.
Yeah.
Well, bumblebees physically shouldn't fly.
Yeah, it strikes me as that like you've got like a big like central body mass and then like small little wings out the back.
Yeah. Once again, engines, man, engines. Put enough engines on there.
I mean, how many Marines is that thing meant to carry?
It doesn't look like it's going to carry lots.
I think it's
37.
37.
A chapter.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 to 15, somewhere in there. I forget exactly. We'll get to it eventually here.
Yeah.
But the other thing it carries is a dreadnought, though.
That makes sense because that space at the back under the wings, you could probably like have it hooked up and just like drop it in.
Yeah, we'll tell how it does it and stuff when we get to that part. But yeah, it carries a dreadnought. Were you guys playing the game when this thing came out? Because there's this like odd time period there where it had rules, had lore, but we had no idea what it looked like. So people are like building them out of Land Raiders and shit. Like they're like, how do we slap a dreadnought on this thing?
It's the magic of 40k though. We'll come up with this concept. We'll throw rules out there. Yeah. We're doing nothing with them.
Yeah.
Or it's the other way. Look at this amazing model. I mean, I'm going to pull this out. Malcador Infernus, stunning model for 30k. Can I use it in 40? Of course not. because that makes sense.
Aren't they
You-
bringing some of the 30k stuff into 40k in 11th?
I sincerely hope so. Don't get my hopes up like this,
That's what
T.
I've
I
heard.
will cry.
That's what
I
I've
will
heard.
cry.
Yeah, bringing all the Primarchs back, all of it. Get all your 30k
Even,
stuff.
yeah, they're bringing all of them back, including the two that were lost.
All of
The
them.
good ones. Yeah.
Did we stutter? Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. What a bright and optimistic future we get to look forward to. I love it. The armament of the Stormraven is a heavily armored assault gunship whose firepower rivals many Imperial battle tanks, encased in ceramite plating and bristling with weapons. It has earned a reputation as a flying fortress, delivering armored spearhead firepower from the skies. Its standard armament includes hull-mounted twin-linked heavy bolters, a dorsal turret with twin-linked assault cannons, wing-mounted hardpoints for armored shattering missiles. Additional systems can be mounted along the fuselage, increasing its already formidable firepower. Configurations allow it to fulfill anti-armor, anti-aircraft, or siege roles, ensuring effectiveness on any foe. Different chapters maintain their own variations and munitions. Adapting the gunship to the doctrine of war, regardless of loadout, every Storm Talon is protected by reinforced ceramite and advanced battlefield systems and enhanced durability, navigation, and deployment. I didn't write in there that these things have hurricane bolters on the side of them. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Again, it seems like it's got the exact same armament, but just with the transport capacity.
Yeah.
Which sort of makes sense. You've taken a concept. We know this armament works. We're going to make it bigger so we can fit a few guys inside.
Like you've got a little one that's just as lethal for dogfights and stuff, interception, and then you've got one that's just as lethal but can carry guys into battle.
Yeah,
not as maneuverable. But
yeah, it's going to be bigger, slower, easier to hit, etc. What I quite like the idea of is this thing can be set up for siege warfare. Just a siege aircraft. Just
back to the Vindicator.
Yeah, seems bonkers.
Like, aren't all aircraft kind of like anti-siege if you're doing like close air support?
Oh man,
like anything can bomb and like rocket strafe and stuff.
I'm just picturing the Stormraven. You take out the front drop-down assault ramp, and you could put a demolisher cannon in that bad boy for sure. The other plane would have been a little harder to actually do that conversion, but this guy, I think we have the chance.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine it just like flying backwards though when it fires.
You take your physics out of here. We don't want that with the Stormraven.
Recoil? What's that?
What's recoil? But talking about the ramp, we've got a transport capacity, which is quite interesting. We will finally work out how many tens of Marines we can fit inside it. The Stormraven is foremost an armored assault transport built to deliver 12 Adeptus Astartes directly into the heart of battle. Its reinforced troop compartment can carry heavily equipped Space Marines, including assault Marines with jump packs and even Centurion warsuits. 12 feels reasonable, but then you've got the question of how many Centurions?
I think they count as 3 typically, so you could have 4 in there.
Yeah, which again feels quite crazy. No, you're out, like, are they just like crammed in sardines? Because whenever you see like transports, there's a lot of space. They're all in like their like cradles on the sides.
Yeah,
like it doesn't look big enough to have 12 guys with like a nice walkway down the middle, cradles. It feels like they should be crammed in there.
Yeah. I got a perfect image here for us. Let's just pull this bad boy up. How do we like it?
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I
think that's what we need. Maybe the gun's a little too long. Maybe that's a little aggressive. Or maybe you can spear enemy aircraft on it.
Size matters.
As we can see, its transport capacity extends beyond infantry. With cargo grapples as well, allowing it to carry a dreadnought into combat. This mix of troop transport, heavy lift capability, and endurance makes the Stormraven one of the most versatile deployment craft in the Astartes service. But
You were
wait,
talking
there's more.
about like the transport capacity and it looking pretty small and tight and stuff. There was a bunch of third-party kits, like Chapter House Studios made like a third-party extender. I don't think this one's it right here on the image. That one looks like that's made of plastic card. But people were extending this guy 3 inches longer, and then it kind of really looked like it could hold 12 Marines.
Yeah,
I
like
think
some
that...
of the,
Go on, T.
I was just going to say some of the other aircraft that we get later, like they look like they can hold more.
Yeah. Like the Thunderhawk. Yeah, you tell me 40 guys go in there. I'm like, yeah, that's a $1,000 model. 40 guys better fucking go in there.
Because so's my pension.
Because
Yeah.
But I mean, I think for me, like with the Astartes aircraft, generally the theme that I'm not a huge fan of their aesthetic. Might be upsetting. It's that very front heavy, and then sort of the tail, the wings, the engines are sort of an afterthought.
They are,
follow on.
Oh, we need to make this fly. Oh yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose we'll weld those on there then.
Oh, you said aircraft, not tank. 1 second.
Yeah. Perhaps this is
take the tracks off. Fix some wings on
it. These are the failed alternatives to the Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it though.
But yeah, they're cool. I'm not going to gripe on them too much. Their aesthetic isn't for me.
Yeah,
there are some aircraft in this episode that are very much my thing. I absolutely adore. I think they look cool. But yeah, the smaller standard Astartes ones aren't. They don't get my goat.
No,
they don't get my goat.
No,
We'll get you
I'm
there,
with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
We'll get both of you there. Just wait. There's still time.
But on brand, whether delivering elite strike forces or armored walkers, as all of these aircraft, it serves as a relentless spearhead carrying the Emperor's warriors through fire and ruin before unleashing them on the enemy. We have more Emperor's justice from above. Everyone.
Yeah.
And we're going through the fire and the ruins to kill the enemy.
Yes. And we're
So
not
that's
just doing it with guns this time.
So hang on, I've just realized the whole sequencing thing. You get the orbital bombardment, you get the aerial attacks. It's just to create the fire and ruins for the Astartes to appear looking like the cool guys.
It's just aesthetic. Right,
yeah.
We
not a single enemy.
Dice in Urban Battleground. So if we just make them all urban destroyed hellscapes.
Like set out their slow-mo cameras.
Then we don't have to microwave our dice.
Then we don't. One thing we never really mentioned about this craft, that top turret on it that like swivels around, it doesn't do a full 360. It probably is like missing 90 degrees on the back end of rotation, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can imagine that guy being slightly defensive, but actually almost like a separate gunner engaging maybe softer targets if you're doing ground passes.
Sure.
Sort of see that?
Or like defense, like close defense. Like again, like you had like World War II bombers that have like the rotating turrets to like give themselves like their defense turret.
We got a couple Astartes craft that have those like ball turrets on the side that is so cool that you like sit in and you're like, yeah, fucking tight.
And of course, it is known as the Flying Fortress. Little, very clear throwback to World War II with the B-17. So formations of the Stormraven, a Storm Wing Squadron, as discussed above, is a Stormraven and 2 Storm Talon escorts. They deliver veteran battle brothers directly into the heart of battle with such speed and violence that traitors, heretics, and Xenos alike have learned to fear the thunderous roar of its approach. I mean, if enemies have been fighting you for a while, they're going to know the sound of your engines. And they're going to know your silhouettes. I mean, to a point where serving military, you genuinely learn silhouettes because you need to know the enemy. You can report back, blah, blah, blah. If you recognize what these aircraft are and what they contain, most importantly, you're probably not going to be in for a good day.
The problem is you only hear it one time.
Mm.
You know, you're not hearing that aircraft sound twice.
Also, is it like a really distinctive sound? Again, like back to like World War II with like Stukas and things
Yeah.
with like the sound, like the something of Jericho, or like the Jericho's.
Oh yeah,
Something was what it was called.
trumpets of Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. They like had it like installed, so when it did its dive, it made like that like distinctive like screeching
Yeah.
roar as it
Oh,
like made
cool.
its attack dive. So is it something like that where it's like you hear it coming, like it's like this frightening
sure there-
sound?
I'm sure
like
there
a
must be chapters
choir.
that lean into it as
Mm.
Yeah.
well. Like just start playing Ride of the Valkyries as they turn up.
Yeah.
Just real
I mean,
throwback.
That's definitely some Templar behavior.
Oh
bit
no,
of
Templars
Wagner.
would just be like monastic chanting as it turns up, slowly getting louder over the horizon.
Yeah.
No,
No, that's when the storm ramp like drops.
Oh yeah.
Like beforehand, it's like Fly the Valkyries, bit of like Teutonic
Mhm.
Wagner, and then the storm ramp drops. It all goes silent, and you just hear the chanting.
Somebody put that into an AI song generator. Very cool. Our next ship is the Storm Eagle Gunship. So very similar to the last one in design. If you're looking at the screen, this one is bigger. It just looks like it's more extended. You know, a little longer and stuff. A little more like it could fly.
It looks nicer. Like it doesn't have that weird like bulbous bit and small wings. It like looks a bit sleeker.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more sleek. Yeah, it's just that weird transport capacity with the dreadnought on the last one creates that odd silhouette. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. Fire Raptor, or the Storm Eagle Assault Gunship. The Storm Eagle traces its origins to the Great Crusade, created as a heavily armed assault craft to carry Space Marines into battle alongside the larger war machines of the Legiones Astartes. It was designed to deliver troops directly into combat, while providing the firepower needed to break enemy resistance on arrival. The Storm Eagles embody Astartes' mobility doctrine, combining transport capacity, resilience, and weaponry in a single armored hull. It can carry 20 Space Marines in the heart of an assault, serving as both transport and gunship while driving through hostile fire. Though its origins are obscured by time, it remains a respected design with service stretching back thousands of years. In recent centuries, Storm Eagle's numbers have increased, particularly among chapters with strong ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus. While never as widespread as newer patterns, it continues to earn its place through durability, versatility, and long service in the Imperium's wars. Yeah.
Is it like continuation in service due to its respected design, or the fact that it's heresy to do anything else?
Yeah. This one's good enough.
Service by a lack of choice.
Yeah, like you take what you're given, or else we burn you.
I mean, it's very much the principle on which the Black Templars accepted Primaris.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
One crazy thing about these gunships are they're like high danger environment aircraft, where normally you don't zip your aircraft down into the thick of a gunfight in front of a tank, you know, and let people out. That's not the standard move. But Astartes, they get away with that. These aircraft are so heavily armored that they do just fly right into the middle of a war zone, land their ships so casually, a bunch of guys will run out and kill everything around. Like, it's just a very different way of operation than how we would use our vehicles today.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at how, in the nicest way possible, flimsy helicopters are, for example.
A strong breeze.
A mouse farts in the field next door and suddenly it goes over. You know, a couple of small arms rounds placed in the right place will bring one down.
Yeah.
These things have to be flying tanks. There is no other option.
There's also the fact that even though they're a transport aircraft, they're still called a gunship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like that for me, these guys, they look like a transport aircraft. They look almost like a landing craft.
Yeah.
You know, almost like an amphibious assault vehicle that they put a roof on and put some wings on. But it works. It looks like it's the first aircraft that looks like it can carry 20 Astartes.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know, and it looks like it's doing that role. The aesthetic is fantastic, but just this idea of, right, we've got the light guys that are incredibly well armored, and it might be a bit of a symptom of how they're used, of that doctrine. They need to be small because they're so heavily armored. They can't carry so many. So we need to save on weight. Perhaps physics for once is coming into 40k. Dare I say it? But with this, with the Storm Eagle, it looks like what it says on the tin. You know, I look at that and I think, yeah, that's moving people. That's moving personnel. And then it's removing people that you don't want there. You've got the weapon systems on it. It looks wicked.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
It does. Talking of weapon systems, armaments. The Storm Eagle is heavily armed assault gunship. Surprise, surprise. Designed to smash through contested airspace and deliver destruction where battle is fiercest. Few craft of its size match its weight of fire, with forward-mounted and twin-linked heavy bolters and a vengeance launcher to hammer enemy positions during attack runs and landings. Its weapons can be adapted for different roles, with options including twin-linked multi-melters, Typhoon missile launchers, or wing-mounted twin-linked las cannons for heavier targets. These configurations enhance its anti-armor and siege-breaking capability. Reinforced semi armor provides strong protection, allowing it to endure fire that would cripple lesser aircraft. Combining with its support systems and arsenal, the Storm Eagle remains a relentless instrument of Astartes warfare. It does this. I'll give it to them on this one. It does sound like it has slightly less guns than the others.
Slightly less, yeah.
Slightly less. Like it's got some wing-mounted stuff, a little bit of like underbarrel, but it's not just a floating arsenal.
Can I just ask, how close are they getting with this thing to need multi-melters?
Yeah, okay. Hey, that's a great question you just asked. What are the physics of that when you're flying 10,000 miles and you shoot a heat gun that doesn't go that fast and you melt the own front end of your ship? Then what?
You catch up with it. Perhaps they've only done it the once.
Yeah, that's why it's not standard pattern.
The multi-melters does sort of speak to that. I'm landing in this firefight.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to get in the way.
Yeah. I'm going to put these guys right next to this heretical tank because then I can shoot the tank.
Well, it depends where they're mounted, right? Are they on,
yeah.
like wing mounted, or are they like under the nose?
They could be pointing down.
Yeah, or are they on like the sides, like a door gunner?
The melters are nose mounted on the front there.
But right, that makes more sense to me. So you could probably like hover, melt something, and then
let the guys insert in that hole. Yeah.
I mean, they could be incredibly polite and just like tap on the Commander Cupola, let the guy come up, and then just melt his face.
Works every time. I don't know why they always respond this way, but works every time.
So we discussed it looks like a transport, looks like a landing craft. So the Storm Eagle's spacious troop bay, so we're not all crammed in like sardines this time. It's spacious. Can carry up to 20 Space Marines, allowing it to deliver a substantial fighting force directly into the heart of a battle. Its reinforced interior accommodates heavily equipped warriors and their war gear without compromising operational effectiveness. I think that's the first time they've actually considered having guys inside this gunship might impede the crew's ability to work it. And they've armored the interior as well, which is always great for a transport, trying to look after the guys inside. But 20 Space Marines in one go. Let's be real, that's a hell of a force. I know 40k we're massively and heresy and stuff, the numbers are blown out of proportion. Realistically, a standard human being is never going to see an Astartes.
Yeah.
To have 20 in one vehicle.
Like, this could be
It's
enough of a
mega.
force to take over a planet. You know, it
Ex-
shows up, wipes out the biggest military, and says, "Anyone else?"
It's just big dick energy.
Yeah.
This exceptional transport capacity makes the Storm Eagle an ideal vessel for spearheading assaults and rapidly deploying Astartes forces across the battlefield. If you're putting 20 down in one go, you might not need the rest of the spear. Let's be honest.
Like,
Yeah.
that's enough to take like a planet, right? Isn't it? Can you do it with like a squad?
Yeah, for sure. Like, that 20 guys, depending on the planet, might just do it. Like, look at this one. It's got like a plow on the front. It's almost like their void craft. Very fun.
That's cool.
That's cool. I like the Aquila on the front as well. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I wonder where they got that from. If it's 3D printed, probably, or
It almost looks like it should be a Custodes one with like the Aquila.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So just to put it into perspective, we were talking about numbers here. So Grimaldus squad from Hell's Reach, there were 6 of them, including Grimaldus. And granted, they had some Imperial Guard support, but they held a hive city.
Yeah.
Like,
What
Yeah.
are 20 guys doing?
Yeah, as long as you don't run dry of ammunition, you can kill a lot of guys.
I guess this comes back from like this harks back to this is like a Great Crusade era aircraft, right? So you're gonna be like deploying legions, so deploying 20 guys at a time. That's not a big deal back then.
Yeah, I guess the standard squad was 20 guys, so
Mhm.
yeah, cool. So we got technical specifications here. A couple interesting features is the max speed of this ship is 2,000 kilometers per hour. I don't know if that's fast for an airplane. Do we know off the top of our head?
I don't know. It feels fast. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure planes go at like hundreds of miles per hour.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know
500, 600 for like a passenger jet type thing, like a large one.
But like we're talking like kilometers per hour. Like
So
2000s.
the F-35 goes 1,930 kilometers an hour. Top speed.
1900. Okay.
Okay, so it's not much quicker than like a modern fighter jet.
Yeah. Which kind of stands to reason the size of it.
It's a transport, right?
It's a huge lump to be going that speed.
Yeah. It's the 68 tons going that speed.
I love the fact it's just 2 engines though.
Yeah.
And they're just turbofans / rockets.
That's all you need, man.
It's technology we've got in theory. We're not far off. Let's get tanks flying at 2,000 kilometers an hour.
What's crazy too is it has a range of 30,000 kilometers an hour, so that could fly around the world a couple times, that bad boy, before it has to refill. Crazy. Yeah. Fun little thing. 48 missiles, whatever. A couple other armament type things, nothing too crazy. 2,000 rounds for your heavy bolters. You can get some shit done with this vehicle.
And it's only 20 millimeters less armored than the Rhino chassis. It's 45 millimeters of armor.
Okay, nice.
On an aircraft.
You know,
feels
you don't
like
want
it's
it to
not
go
that long
down.
now. Like compared to the age-old debate we've had about like ammunition capacities, its ammunition capacities are actually quite low.
T, when you say low, you mean realistic.
Not even low, like 2,000 rounds of like twin-linked heavy bolter ammo on a plane.
Go quick, probably.
Yeah. Like
They put too much room for fuel in it, you know, not enough
Yeah.
ammo.
Like that's gonna be like on a twin-linked heavy bolter, that's going to be what? Like a 30-second burst? And that's like gone.
Which I will say is in line with the carry capacities of Second World War aircraft.
Yeah.
It's not far off, but equally,
That's
this is the 41st millennia.
yeah. It can fly. It can fly 2,000
can
kilometers an hour
fly.
for 30,000 kilometers, but it can only fly for 30 seconds.
That's all it needs, okay?
Yeah.
Then
The
you
rest of the
fly
time-
back to your base real quick and you refill and you fly right back.
Yeah. If your base is only like 100 miles away, like
Perfect.
no time. Yeah.
You actually spend more time reloading than you do killing.
Yeah. This ship does have a few different variants, which is nice. We love our variants.
Yeah, it's highly versatile warcraft with numerous variants and weapon configurations, allowing it to fulfill roles ranging from armored assault transport and gunship support to siege breaking and heavy strike operations. I guess again, like it's got that big frame, big chassis. You can put different stuff on it. Like we were saying again, like some of the lighter craft, you couldn't put that bigger gun on it. Because it's like it's not big enough. It's too heavy. The recoil is going to affect its like aerodynamics, but this is going to be able to kind of take a lot more load.
Yeah, like for example, the first ship we have is the Fire Raptor gunship, and the gun on the front of that is like a twin-link castigator bolt gun, just two massive Gatling cannons on the front. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to mount that on anything small. It just not only the size of the gun, but also that one really does require shit ton of ammunition.
Yeah.
It's really an A10 Warthog, like 40k.
Yeah. Guns go brrr.
Yeah.
It's actually most effective by the hot casings falling from the guns and just burning the guys below.
Also, it's like bolter shells, right? So that's like the size of a baby's forearm, melting your skin.
I've now got some like Black Legions just going, ooh, ow. One falls down the back of his power
armor. That's the worst.
Those who have served will know exactly. They've all been on ranges. You've all had it done to you. So the Fire Raptor. The Fire Raptor gunship is a heavily armed. My word is not wording. Variety, I'm going to say. The Storm Eagle, first unleashed by the Legions Astartes during the Great Crusade, sacrificing transport capacity for ammunition reserves. It was designed to sustain overwhelming fire support during planetary assaults and major offenses. Where the Storm Eagle carried warriors, the Fire Raptor carries destruction. Its internal space is devoted to weapon systems, turning it into a flying gun platform that saturates battlefields with continuous fire. It often marks the opening of an Astartes assault, clearing landing zones and hammering enemy strongpoints. Over time, it became increasingly rare, with many lost to war or decay. Though recent centuries have seen renewed sightings across the Imperium, some of the oldest examples still date to the Great Crusade, revered as ancient relics committed only to the most critical battles.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to look after this. Sorry.
Yeah. I would never get on a 10,000-year-old plane.
No.
It's just me, though, I think.
But it seems crazy. Like, it feels like, I know we've discussed it before on some of the other episodes, it feels like adapting a variant shouldn't be as hard as it seems like it is. Like retrofitting some extra guns on it and like just taking the seats out and putting ammo racks in it. It feels like that's not tricky. Heresy, sure, maybe, but it's not hard. But they've gone, no, we can't do it. What you've got has to last you forever.
But what if the machine spirit of your Storm Eagle is telling you that it actually identifies as a Fire Raptor?
Well,
is it still heresy?
I think we have to confirm confirm it, and let it be a Fire Raptor.
Re-augmentation.
We're gonna have to cut off its assault ramp and replace it with
when linked
Burst
to
cannon.
smoke cannons.
Fuck it out.
Castigators. A pair of castigators.
I regret nothing. I'm just saying that. But
Yeah.
I love this idea of it's kind of like the Huey in a respect in how that evolved. It started off as a supply and transport aircraft that they chucked a couple of door gunners on because they needed a bit of armament to help suppress when they land. And then they built things. I mean, the variant, the Cobra, is a Huey chassis. Try HUEY or UH1. So you do get that now. You see it moving from this troop capacity. You've got medical versions, and then you see ones with missile pods on the side, or gun pods or bombs.
Sure.
You see all these different evolutions, and it's kind of what's happening with the Storm Eagle. But then once it's served that task, what do you do? Do you keep it as the gunship, or do you go back to being a transport? I suppose it depends on the unit and the application.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I guess
converted it is.
Different chapters are going to have a preference, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like infantry guys are probably like an infantry chapter is going to want a transport to drop their guys into close combat. But maybe like an Iron Hands that's more like kind of tech focused is going to be more happy to have like a gunship just drop in rounds.
Yeah. I love this gunship with the ball turrets on it. So cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
The Fire Raptor carries a devastating arsenal, transforming the Storm Eagle chassis into a dedicated engine of aerial destruction. At its core are nose-mounted Avenger bolt cannons. Oh, we kept on calling them castigators. I guess we're going to have to go castigate ourselves later. Avenger bolt cannons whose volleys tear through infantry, light vehicles, and fortified positions with relentless efficiency. Supporting this are two waist-mounted turrets that can engage in additional targets during attack runs, configured for anti-infantry suppression or auto-cannon fire depending on the mission needs. Further firepower is carried beneath the wings in missile systems designed for armored targets and entrenched positions. Reinforced ceramite advanced systems and heavy protection allow the Fire Raptor to endure intense fire while maintaining its assault. It remains a heavily armored and highly effective instrument of Astartes warfare. Yeah, and that's kind of all we know about it. Definitely one of the cooler ships in all of 40K, I think. You just can't beat the balls. Same with like the Clone Wars. I don't know what their main kind of gunship is called, but it has the ball joints on the side as well. Classic look.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like the best combination of an A10 Warthog, anything sci-fi, and like the AC-130, the big gunships, the spookies, or World War II bomber insert here.
Yep.
It's just it's just cool.
It's got that combo of like waist gunners, the A10 Warthog, like nose cannons, rocket pods. It's got it. Yeah, it's got it all.
What I will note though is they've gone back to clear canopies.
Yeah,
with this,
that's, again, it's like a Great Crusade era.
Yeah.
So maybe that was how it was back then. And like the enclosed canopy with like the sensory arrays is more a 40K development, maybe.
With 3D printing, we can get an armored canopy on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Just paint it different.
Yeah, I suppose.
Even
spray paint to clear black.
Yeah, plasticard, green stuff. The world's your oyster.
Like you can convert it. I think it looked. I think they do look cooler with the canopy.
Yeah.
Like it looks more like a spacecraft when you've got that, like the canopy on it. The next variant we've got is the Darkwing, a rare assault gunship variant developed for the Raven Guard during the Great Crusade. The Darkwing pattern sacrifices a portion of its transport capacity to house sophisticated stealth and defensive systems designed for covert insertion missions. It excelled at delivering elite warriors deep behind enemy lines whilst remaining concealed from detection. Though it's highly prized by the 9th? No,
19th.
19th Legion. Yeah. The continued existence of the pattern remains uncertain. Yeah, my Roman numerals failed me there.
It's a Sunday. It's all good.
It's Sunday, yeah.
So the Raven Guard just painted one of these Vanta black and like stealth technology as it flies through the black sky.
You did forget the main identifying factor for the Darkwing. It's got a dyed black fringe across the front as well.
Oh,
yeah, the
no,
canopy
yes.
has got
Yeah.
like a cover over the front, so that you can only see
But,
from
yeah,
see through
but
the
only
bottom
like
corner.
yeah. And on the back, it's sprayed "Shut up, Dad" or something.
Yeah.
And like the sound it makes when it flies through the air is more like a.
Fuck, I don't like that.
Like just an
fuck.
angsty teenager.
I'm glad it went out of service. It's out of production. There's not very many of them left. Fuck that.
Just coming to a game store near you, though, the one that's still going.
No. Cool
So,
ship.
yeah, they're wicked. They do look cool. And the idea of stealth as well being a specialism is kind of cool, especially with an aircraft, because obviously nowadays we've got stealth aircraft coming out of the wazoo. But for something as big and quite frankly scary as a Storm Eagle to then be stealth as well.
Yeah. They put this fancy muffler on it. It just quiets it right down.
You could do some really cool conversions with it as well. You know, like the angular panels that you get on like stealth aircraft.
Yeah.
And kind of give it that more kind of like angular look.
Yeah. Just sort of smooth it out, and you could do some really cool stuff with them.
Yeah.
So you've also got a special Storm Eagle employed by the Alpha Legion. Boo hiss. The Alpha Wing was derived from the elusive Darkwing pattern after its design secrets were seized through infiltration and subterfuge during the Horus Heresy, retaining many of the stealth and insertion capabilities of its predecessor. The Alpha Wing rapid deployment and sudden overwhelming strikes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice little nice little Alpha Wing still in tech. Alpha Legion.
Yeah.
Cool. The next one we have is called the Nighthawk. None of these actually have models or anything. They are just like referenced in Horus Heresy books. Like we don't even know if they have any different like weapon configurations or anything. But the Nighthawk pattern was an experimental variant engineered to enhance stealth, agility, and battlefield survivability. Equipped with advanced camouflage systems and specialized countermeasures, it was intended to penetrate heavily defended airspace and evade enemy interception. Despite demonstrating exceptional performance, the pattern never saw widespread adoption and remains one of the rarest Storm Eagle configurations ever produced. So we got 3 patterns of all stealth Stormraven. So kind of working on it in different ways.
There's a bit of a theme on these special patterns.
Yeah. Oh, they're so rare, but we got so many stealth ones. Hey, turn off the stealth system before you park it. Then we'll find them again, okay?
Yeah, that's why they're just parked somewhere.
They're all parked on top of one another as well, which is the worst thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It
goes 50 high, but we don't even know.
The Space Wolves borrowed them, got drunk, forgot where they parked it.
God damn.
The final one's it is a different one. This one, it's not a stealth one. This is a rock. Designed as a dedicated tank hunter, the rock pattern exchanges a portion of its troop carrying capacity for specialized anti-armor systems and additional fuel reserves. This configuration allows the gunship to conduct prolonged attack operations whilst delivering devastating strikes against heavily armored targets. Though outwardly similar to the standard Storm Eagles, its battlefield role is focused entirely upon destruction rather than transport. So 30,000 kilometers, not enough.
Not enough. Gotta go faster.
Yeah.
But it's cool though, so that like the rock, if I'm not mistaken, is a like mythological giant eagle.
Oh. Okay. That's fun. If I'm The Minotaur.
That's pretty cool. Like it's got like so as per like a lot of Astartes and a lot of Warhammer, it's actually got this one's actually got like a real world like naming convention.
Yeah. Cool.
I just the idea that they've actually gone out and thought, yeah, okay, these ships are great. We can do loads with them, but let's go and hunt tanks because there's not enough. There's not enough that's trying to kill tanks yet. So let's get one of these big ships to go and hunt them
those
down.
really big guns we've already got on this.
We need
a bigger.
We need it bigger. Well, I'm glad you said something. Introducing the Thunderhawk.
Thunderhawk. So the Thunderhawk gunship is the cornerstone of Adeptus Astartes era warfare, serving as their primary assault transport, gunship, and force projection craft. It carries Space Marines from orbit into battle while delivering devastating fire against enemy strongholds, armor, and aircraft, making it one of the most valuable assets in a chapter's armory. Designed for war across planet and void, the Thunderhawk can perform orbital insertions, close air support bombardment, and large-scale assault deployments. It delivers warriors directly into combat while providing continuous supporting fire, remaining a relentless instrument of destruction in atmosphere or space. Armed and armored beyond most attack craft, it can fight through fighter screens, conduct boarding actions, and strike warships with devastating force. Despite its size, it operates with a small crew, maintaining efficiency whilst projecting overwhelming power for the Adeptus Astartes. The Thunderhawk, to me, is the epitome of Astartes aircraft.
Yeah, why go smaller?
Just go bigger.
As all men know, it's size that matters, and if you don't have that, compensate against a Thunderhawk.
Great advice. Probably the best advice I've ever heard. If you got a tiny penis, go buy a Thunderhawk.
I have 5.
He's got 5. Okay.
It just feels like makes the Storm Eagle like redundant.
Yeah.
My wife asked me today. She's like, "How long do you wait before you start making jokes about your friend's dicks?" I'm like, "I don't know. Probably the second time I hang out with him." And sure as shit, yeah, me and Saxon are now making cock jokes with each other. So I'll let her know that I was right about that.
Twice. There we go. Wicked.
Twice. The Thunderhawk, man. We joked about tossing the Vindicator Demolisher cannon on aircraft, and then the Thunderhawk said, "I'll do you one better." Tosses on a big turbo laser or a Demolisher, or I forget what their cannon's called, but
it's like the spookies you were saying earlier. Like what that they literally have like a howitzer mounted inside a plane.
What was that called? Spooky?
Yes, so it's like an AC-130 gunship.
Okay, and sometimes they mount a big.
Yeah, you can see like on one of them, you'll probably see like it's got like a barrel just poking out the side of it, and that's because it's got like a howitzer mounted on the side of it. So they're literally firing an artillery piece from a plane.
That's crazy. So then it just kind of like banks left always and does a circle, and then that cannon's pointing down inside. Crazy.
Made famous, and it's kind of double nerding, but not quite, because it's quite mainstream. Made famous from Call of Duty. You had a mission where you get to fire the guns out of one of those things, and it was great fun. But those things are scary, and the whole idea of spookies has actually been around since Vietnam. They decked out old DC-3s, C-47s with guns back then, and I believe they may have even been 75mm howitzers or 105s, and you're talking back in the 60s. So they are incredible bits of kit and really, really scary.
Yeah,
and that's just one of the guns.
Yeah, because they've then got miniguns, gals. They've got a bit of everything.
Haven't they got like 20mm gun as well on top?
Something like that. It's obscene.
They've got like 3 or 4 different like variations with like miniguns, the small one. Then they've got like a 20mm or something like that, and then the howitzers like the big, the big boy.
To me, The C-130 or the AC-130 is kind of the Thunderhawk real-world variant or comparison. The C-130 you can strip out and you can run it as a transport. That's what the aircraft was designed for.
It is a transport with guns mounted in it, yeah.
Huh, cool. Yeah, just this big fuck-off plane.
Yeah.
Cool. The design of the Thunderhawk's uniqueness integrates heavy armament, redundant control systems, and layered defensive countermeasures into a single resilient war machine, allowing it to absorb punishing fire, maintain fuel combat effectiveness, and continue its mission where lesser craft would be destroyed. And that would be the big difference between the Thunderhawk and a lot of ships, where like lots of ships are just that fragile metal, man. You shoot it with one bullet and that whole thing could get fucked. But the Thunderhawk, yeah, she's durable. She's going to make it anywhere.
Yeah, and now for like the fun bit, the armament. The Thunderhawk carries a formidable arsenal, allowing it to dominate battlefields, fortifications, and hostile aircraft alike. Its primary armament sits in a dorsal housing, and it can mount either a turbo laser system for destroying heavily armored targets or a cannon for siege bombardment. Yeah, it's crazy. Additional weapons are mounted across its wings and hull, combining heavy anti-armor firepower with multiple heavy bolters that saturate enemy positions. This enables it to engage infantry, armor, and fortified structures with equal effect, probably at the same time. Wing-mounted hardpoints carry missiles, bombs, or fuel tanks, allowing the gunship to adapt to a wide range of missions, from precision strikes to large-scale bombardment. Integrated targeting systems ensure accuracy even in heavy combat, making the Thunderhawk one of the most feared Astarte aircraft. So do we think that Dave is wide into this as well, controlling the guns?
Yeah, Dave's brain. Where is that?
Dave's back. Dave's back.
Or is it his cousin Don?
Yeah. Because
It could be
Dave, there's
Don.
too many wires in him. It's too much hassle to unplug him now, you know? So, yeah.
Or they just turned the tank into the Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
They
got
integrated the
tracks.
tank rather than Dave.
Fucking cool.
They just scream Astartes dominance, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
like-
quintessential plane, like the aircraft of Astartes, pretty much.
The side view of it, the side silhouette is just so obnoxious and ugly. Like, up, down, up, down. Like, there's so many different, like, cutouts and, like, yikes.
It probably would look quite sleek and quite nice if it didn't have like the crazy turret on top. If you take that bit off,
It would change it a little bit, yeah.
it changes it a bit, yeah.
See, to me, you remove the little tail piece and you put tracks along the bottom,
Now
and
we're
it
talking.
looks like a tank.
Now
I mean,
Like
you
you've
probably
got
could.
that turret. Yeah.
You probably could. Instead of it being amphibious, you've just got air to ground.
The Russians tried that in World War II and it didn't go well.
Oh, God. What about this
Probably 'cause they
monstrosity?
just-
Oh my word.
Oh, my word.
All
Somebody
pla-
like kit bashed like a Storm Eagle with like a Storm Talon with a.
I admire the extent they've gone to for that. That is a
Yes.
lot of work.
It's an ingenuity. It looks like it's painted the wrong chapter though. That sounds like something that the Iron Hands would do.
Yeah. Oh my God, this angle of it's even crazier.
It looks like a bit like a scorpion to me.
It does.
yeah.
The gun is nearly as wide as like the actual chassis of.
Just the way we like it.
It's kind of growing on me. I'm not gonna lie, it's
Yeah.
kind of growing on me. That's funky.
Funky.
So it looks like someone needs to get under control. So we'll move onto control systems. Smooth segues all
Love it.
evening.
Sorry, I didn't realize Boba Jack was on the call.
So the Thunderhawk's command crew operates from a heavily protected flight deck from above the forward section of the gunship. From this armored center, the pilot, co-pilot, navigator, and gunner coordinate flight communications, targeting, and battlefield awareness amid the chaos of war. It's the first time we've heard mention of like a multiple person crew,
Actually having a crew. Yeah.
which
Like,
makes sense
Yeah.
for something this big.
I've been thinking about this, right? It's the first time we've actually spoken about crew, but also like, wouldn't a lot of ships, like tanks and stuff, I know they don't when it comes to Astartes, but wouldn't it make more sense for it to be servitor piloted, and then you have one more body actually in the fight?
No. Couple of reasons. Legally you can't just have one more body in the fight. So actually having Astartes in the tanks actually gives you more Astartes in your chapter because you can only have 1,000 battle brothers. But most chapters have 300 to 400 motor pool guys who are dedicated to driving vehicles, or they're in the command structure, they're in the librarium, or all these different little areas. But the vast majority of them are, you get an extra 200 Astartes in tanks. And the other thing we kind of mentioned too, like you do have more endurance, like you're going to be more immune to like shell shock or like concussion blasts and all that. Your reflexes are quicker. So I think you put them in every time, whether it's a tank or an airplane, especially.
Yeah, and they're going to specialize, aren't they? They're going to get used to that.
Yeah, especially if it's like a tech marine, right? Like a tech marine's going to be like probably piloting this, or like a specially dedicated pilot. So you're a super soldier and you're specially trained to do stuff like this. Yeah.
And then you have 200 years of combat experience as opposed to a human or a servitor who can only have 10 or something before it starts getting iffy.
Depends how often you lubricate the joints and motors, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Depends on your maintenance regime of the servitor.
Depends on the incense you
Damn, I need more
use.
servitors. My servitors need to maintain my servitors so I can have servitors while I serve my servitors.
You just got to say the right prayers, burn the right incense, and you're all fine.
Well, that's easier than infinite servitors.
But so advanced communication and sensor systems maintain contact with friendly forces across vast distances while gathering critical battlefield intelligence. Navigational and locator systems ensure the gunship can be tracked even under extreme conditions, while powerful optic arrays provide long-range target acquisition and observation. That's a cool note that they're being tracked. So they're such an important asset that command are watching where they are, what they're doing. If a ship goes down, let's be honest, if a Thunderhawk does go down for whatever reason, you're going to want to recover some of it, if not all of it.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah, like just imagine actually how big of a disaster it'd be if a Thunderhawk with 40 guys, 40 Astartes went down and you just lost half a company in one second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they're putting so much into the armament, the armor, the crew, making sure this thing is running as smooth as you can and to the absolute tip-top condition.
Yeah.
Despite its complexity, the Thunderhawk is renowned for reliability and resilience. A powerful machine spirit coordinates its systems, assisting the crew in navigation, targeting, and operations, ensuring it remains a highly capable war machine in any theatre of conflict. It's the fact you've got the crew, but the machine spirit's just helping them out, saying, well, I could do this. If you do this differently, then I could do that. It's that sort of two-way communication with the machine, which I suppose perhaps a servitor might not be able to interpret correctly or know how to handle.
The double nerd.
Fry his brain.
The double nerd, it's like in Star Wars Episode 3, when like Anakin's flying his starfighter, his force capability, the machine spirit like allows him to like bank quicker and like reacts quicker, and there's almost a like symbiosis, that kind of
and I suppose
not precognition, but it like reacts quicker, like knowing kind of what's going to happen, knowing what it needs to do,
and just the reactions of a space of an Astartes is going to be insane to data input even. So they're going to be able to make those judgments incredibly quickly, especially if you've got a machine spirit whispering filthiness in your ear. You're gonna,
Oh, I had a good question. Fuck. Oh, it's gone. That's too bad. It was killer. We'll move on to defensive measures and hope that comes back to me. The Thunderhawk's armor is forged to standards comparable to a Land Raider, granting exceptional resilience. Beneath its outer plating lies layered protection of adamantium, titanium, thermoplast, fiber mesh, and ceramite, including an ablative outer shell. Wow, I don't know any of these words. These layers are designed to withstand atmospheric entry and sustained combat, making it highly resistant to anti-armor fire and battlefield attrition. It also carries defensive systems such as flare launchers, electronic countermeasures, and sensor disruption equipment to reduce the effectiveness of enemy target. Additional upgrades can further enhance survivability, ensuring the Thunderhawk remains a heavily armored and difficult target in the fiercest engagements. Yeah.
Nice.
Just armor on armor.
Armor on armor. And if the armor's not enough, there's like technology that can stop them shooting in the first place.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's quite cool that you're talking composite materials here. So one material won't work against this thing. So let's add this into the mix, and let's add that into the mix, and then it's in effect a giant laminate armor.
Yeah. You've got. Didn't they have that on one of the frontal armors of? I think it was the Vindicator with the ramp and stuff. Is it good? Like it protects against, gives that extra layer of protection, which of course you're going to need this. It's got atmospheric re-entry.
Yeah,
it's built to withstand punishment because, again, like we said, you don't want these things going down.
Yeah.
And the fact it's compared to a Land Raider, it's just absolutely nuts. We all know what a Land Raider is capable of and the punishment a Land Raider is capable of taking. And then you add into it atmospheric re-entry.
Yeah, I wonder, this has a machine spirit. I wonder if we could get just Thunderhawks flying without pilots, kind of how we get Land Raiders sometimes doing that. Ghost ships.
I imagine so. If your crew gets incapacitated, almost like an autopilot being able to fly back to the hangar or whatever, kind of bring everyone home type thing.
I feel like you could set a really cool 40k horror around that. Just a phantom ghost Thunderhawk flying.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Just appears.
Yeah.
And then flies up and does it all. Yeah.
Or even just someone walks onto it and then it just flies off and they're stuck on board.
Yeah.
They enter the cockpit and everything just kind of comes on and it starts spooling up. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But with all these armaments and equipment, it's going to need some pretty heavy engines, some pretty beefy engines to keep it afloat. So the Thunderhawk is driven by triple RX 9200 Mars pattern rocket and afterburning turbofans. So turbofans again. That's some pretty top of the line turbofans. Mounted along its wings and fuselage. In atmosphere, these engines push the gunship beyond 2,000 kilometers per hour at low altitude, reaching near hypersonic speeds during suborbital ascent and ultimately achieving orbital velocity as it breaks free of gravity. In space, the forward engine sections are reconfigured, drawing power from onboard systems to generate high-pressure exhaust for void propulsion. That's cool. So it's got dual engine capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's a big thing, is trying to find an engine that is good at either high altitudes or low altitudes. This thing does both. And space.
Yeah. And it's also got auxiliary thrusters across the hull to provide precise maneuvering in zero gravity and stable hover capabilities in atmosphere. Additional attack wings improve control during high-speed assault runs, blocking for flight and deployment in combat. This blend of thrust, stability, and armored design ensures that Thunderhawk remains a relentless instrument of insertion and domination.
The amount of thrust needed to hover one of these bad boys and spot, that's crazy.
Yeah, like you're either gonna need tons of small thrusters or like one on each corner that's basically as powerful as like some craft's main engines.
Yeah. And it just does it. There's a lot of like 40k stuff where they got like, it's so easy to be like, they got gravity defier built-ins on the tips of the wings. That's how they do it. It's always fun.
It's
This
nice that
one's-
they've actually thought about it though with this one.
Yeah.
Like they can explain that it's like it's got these additional thrusters, the
Yeah.
engine's like dual capability, so it's not just one engine that does both. It like they've explained that
Yeah.
it switches its modes for void combat and things.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Fancy.
thought through, which to me kind of suggests it's clearly much older in the lore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
does seem like the older something is within the lore, the genuinely thought out it is.
Yeah. We had this like era of like maybe 5th to 7th edition where they were doing like ultra detail in the Imperium Armoury books where
Yeah.
we'd get all these technical specifications and like all this super detail and stuff. So yeah, there definitely was that time period where we'd get so much, and then the ships that came out after, we don't get any of these technical
No.
specs and stuff.
No, I think if they did like a second wave of Imperial armor books and explained the new armor and the new aircraft,
Yeah.
it'd take
if
away
they went-
quite a few of those questions.
If they went into the detail about it being like
Yeah.
it comes from an STC that's been newly discovered. That's why we can make it hover now. It's why it can now do this. It's
Yeah.
So I mean, like we say about the turbofan engines popping up again. I mean, that's 1930s technology.
Yeah.
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 You know, the first jet engine was patented in the UK in
Yeah, you'd
1936.
You'd expect it to be like a cold fusion, like
Yeah.
thrusting jet propulsion system or something like crazy sci-fi like that.
But it's just a good old fashioned jet. Slap that
Just
engine going, off
forward.
we go. So the transport capacity to make use of those engines, the Thunderhawk can carry 30 power armored Space Marines or 15 warriors clad in Terminator armor within its upper and forward holds. The gunship may also transport a dreadnought or various Space Marine bikes, allowing it to deploy both infantry and armored assets directly into battle. Warriors embark and disembark through the forward assault ramp or side access hatches, while the prowl-linked pict feed relays battlefield imagery into the troop bay, ensuring those awaiting deployment can study the battlefield before the assault begins. I mean, forearmed is
assuming
all,
that's-
you know.
I'm assuming that's 30 across both, not 30 in each, right? That'd be wild. Why not? It's 40k.
Yeah,
Why not?
and considering the
the-
size difference of the Thunderhawk to, previous aircraft, I could see 40, 30 fitting in each, perhaps.
Yeah.
At a pinch.
Cram them in there. Yeah. It's cool that you can put like bikes and stuff in there. It's a fun image of like this ship landing or hovering 10 feet off the ground and a bunch of motorbikes jump out the nose cone.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool image.
Or even just the Terminator slowly walking down the ramp.
Yeah.
Just, no, we're done. All right, guys, we give
again,
up.
it's that image of like not touching
You
down,
can have
and
this
the
planet.
Terminators like walking down the ramp and then like just dropping the last 50 feet or whatever, and just like slamming down,
Yeah.
slowly rising up, and as it's like guns are spooling up, like
All hitting like full-on superhero landings, like on their knees, a fist on the ground,
yeah.
and then not even looking up before the assault cannon is just blasting.
Yeah.
Like the ground slightly cratering and cracking underneath them as they land. Cool.
That'd be dope.
We've got crazy ammunition again.
Yeah, we got some more technical specs here. This one goes 2,000 kilometers per hour again, has a range of 28,000. Yeah, that's just how much gas do they fucking need? How much fucking promethium is burned on these bad boys to just move it anywhere?
Yeah.
Thicker armor, 121 tons.
I've just seen that.
Yeah.
She's thick with 2 C's.
She's thick. Just how I like it, though, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the ammo's realistic, but like if I'm thinking of a sustained firefight from one of these things, 28 rounds?
Yeah, not that much.
That's Also, like the main armament, autocannon, fair enough, 28 rounds, that's not a lot. A laser destructor or las cannons, you're not really going to have rounds on that, right? That's going to be a charge.
Yeah.
We've only got 4,000 rounds more on the heavy bolters, but this is actually 4 twin links rather than 2 twin links. You've got twice as many heavy bolters, but you've only got 400 more rounds.
Yeah, you burn through. And like in 40K, there's no fire discipline when you're going against a wall of orcs or Tyranids. Like every shot's gonna hit something, you know. You don't need to target, call out your shots. You can just spray them. Those bullets would go.
Yeah, no one ever goes on to semi-automatic in 40K.
Yeah. Cool little tech spec. You can use the Thunderhawk in many different ways. It's very versatile.
It is. The Thunderhawk's powerful engines allow it to descend into the lower atmosphere and deploy warriors without the need to land, making it one of the most versatile aircraft in Astartes service. Capable of transporting 3 full tactical squads with exceptional precision, it delivers Space Marines directly into the heart of battle while providing overwhelming fire support. Favored by countless chapters for its range, durability, and battlefield flexibility, the Thunderhawk remains one of the most valuable war machines ever forged. Its construction secret still guarded by the Adeptus Mechanicum and Chapter Tech Marines. Yeah, like fair enough. You can't really argue with that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So here's the bit that I really enjoy. Like transports are cool, but Thunderhawks as attack craft. Thunderhawks are not confined to planetary warfare. In void battles, they are frequently launched alongside fleet attack craft, where their formidable firepower, heavy armor, and embarked space marines make them a dangerous weapon in any Astartes fleet. Though slower than dedicated interceptors, Thunderhawks possess the resilience and endurance to outlast many smaller craft, remaining in combat far longer before requiring rearmament or refueling. This durability allows them to smash through enemy fighter screens, weather intense opposition, and deliver boarding forces directly into hostile warships. Unlike most assault craft, they can often accomplish such missions without escort, relying instead upon their own armor, firepower, and relentless determination to reach the target. Bit of double nerding. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the first game where you got the space battles and you could go and fly a ship into the enemy big boss ship. It's a space landing craft, this thing.
Yep.
The idea of you've got all the interceptors flying and it's just chugging along merrily and just shooting down the enemy as it goes.
Yeah.
It also links back to that, the idea of like when fire aircraft first kind of came into being in like World War II. Again, where we were talking about like Spitfires being like an interceptor fightercraft, you'd have also like escort fightercraft, which would be like slower but heavily armored, heavily armed. They weren't going to be zipping in and dogfighting. They're there to like sit alongside the bombers, take punishment, and shoot things down. You're going to get different fighters for different things. This is like, again, like to put it in like a gaming perspective, this is your tank that soaks up heat but also delivers like massive blows.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it just fits so smoothly into void warfare.
Yeah.
You know, it takes the same exact concept, transporting space marines, but what we're going to do this time is we're going to take those space marines and put them on your ship.
Yeah. You think you're safe in space?
Think again.
Think
They
Because
do have a special variant of Thunderhawk called the Annihilator made for space that we'll talk about too. But it's not that much different. Like any Thunderhawk is gonna survive and succeed in any scenario you throw at it, whether it's transporting, whether it's being an interceptor in atmosphere or void. It's gonna just do the job every time. We got a bunch of different payloads that happen on it. Thunderhawks can alter the type of payload carried depending on the specific mission they are tasked with to accomplish. A lot of these are similar, these payloads. We got troop insertion, close air support, saturation bombing, long-range bombing, and space interception. And really, a lot of it is just like what the hard points on the wings are that you swap out. Are you taking missiles? Are you taking bombs? Are you maybe taking those missiles and putting a couple more heavy bolters or autocannons on? Those kind of little swaps. So depending on what you kind of put these hard points, you can do, saturation bombing or go long range bombing with your 22,000 kilometer range or whatever like that. So yeah, build it how you want it.
Opens up
It's the Emperor's
loads of,
skies after all.
yeah, it opens up so many options for models for the tabletop stuff, even just for painting and hobby side. Just it's got 6 huge bombs on it. These 2 are let's say the melter, 2 melter warheads. These 6 are the plasma warheads, and the options for painting that would be really cool, especially when you start talking about OSL and stuff like that.
Like different tips for different warheads and stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we've got different variants as well. So we've not just got different payloads, we've also got different variants of Thunderhawks. So there's several specialized Thunderhawk variants that exist to fulfill particular battlefield roles. The most notable being the Thunderhawk Annihilator, built for devastating void warfare, and the Thunderhawk Transporter, engineered to ferry tanks, vehicles, and vital supplies across the battlefield.
So the Thunderhawk Annihilator is a specialized void war variant, as we just mentioned previously, employed primarily by crusading chapters. Black Templars say, what? Sacrificing all transport capacity in favor of overwhelming firepower. It is built to hunt warships and shatter heavily armored targets in the depths of space. Its devastating Annihilator cannon, any guesses what that does? Grants destructive force comparable to weapons normally reserved for Imperial bombers and God engines, making it one of the most formidable Thunderhawk patterns ever fielded.
Apparently, the Annihilator cannon is a type of vortex weapon.
Ooh.
That could maybe use a little more confirming, though. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, no, it definitely looks like it's vortex weapon. So the Annihilation cannon, those Voidcraft ones, are shooting little vortex portals in space everywhere. Leaving little portals that other ships fly into and get fucked.
Yeah, like throwing off like target. I suppose that's pretty cool in void warfare as well, right? Like if you can set up like mini black holes, you're gonna throw off ships like targeting and things like that because they're gonna like bank and things without meaning to and stuff, getting moved around without anyone touching anything.
And I suppose a void is actually just a complete deficit of data. Or it's not going to be a data point for you to set your navigation off, set your targeting off. It's just going to absorb, it just takes everything. So for your targeting, even if you miss, you just hide behind it, surely.
Yeah, and if you're firing up missiles as well, like your missile's going to be sucked into like a vortex. Like if you've got to fire across like the plane of one, it's going to have like a catchment zone that your weapons are going to veer off and kind of miss and stuff. I mean, if it also feels like it's going to be as much of a hindrance to you as it is going to be to the enemy, right? But
I don't care. Cool. I want 6 of them.
I want void cannons. Like very cool. And then we have the Thunderhawk Transporter. The Annihilator, I don't think had a model, but that would just be a simple that top cannon, you change out the turbo laser or the battle cannon and replace it with a different type of thing that looks like a laser cannon or something. But Thunderhawk Transporter, that one's pretty cool. They basically take away all the storage capacity and allow you to take vehicles. It is a logistical variant of the standard Thunderhawk, designed to deliver vehicle supplies and battlefield material directly into active war zones. It retains the gunship's rugged durability, but sacrifices much of its armament for cargo capacity, while still mounting defensive heavy bolters and wing ordnance. Its defining feature is a massive set of magnetic clamping arms beneath the fuselage, used to carry armored vehicles, containers, fuel, ammunition, and other critical assets. These systems allow rapid loading and deployment, reducing exposure time in hostile airspace. The transporter can also recover battlefield equipment, including sent drop pods. Though lacking the assault role of the standard Thunderhawk, it remains a vital logistical asset, ensuring forces and material reach the front lines with speed and precision. Fucking cool.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for logistics. Infantry, tanks win battles. Logistics wins wars.
Yeah.
You know, you never think of the drop pods that have come crashing down and dispelled all of these Space Marines. You don't think of someone coming and collecting them.
Yeah, hey. It'd almost even be a cool army of like Space Marines who specifically go and salvage like stuff like this, where you don't always have time to go salvage those drop pods or those expensive pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
The Emperor's engineers.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. But this is basically a tank carrying a tank, right? A flying tank depositing at a...
Well, if you want to
ground tank.
minimalize it, then yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's cool though. It also doesn't have that top cannon on it. We talked about the silhouette and how different it would be without it. It does look quite a bit different.
It looks a lot more Imperial Navy to me. Like the Marauder bomber,
it's
that
more
sort
of just like a void transport craft rather than an Astartes like crazy assault craft.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool.
It's making talking about these aircraft just makes me want to get a 3D printer, quite honestly.
Yeah, it's brutal how expensive the aircraft are in 40K.
Mm-hmm.
I've been debating. We were talking earlier in the show about that perspective thing about buying aircraft from Imperial. Whatever their aircraft
Legion. It was
Aeronautica.
It was, and then they've changed it. So Epic is all, and same with the Adeptus Titanicus. It's all one game now.
Okay, yeah.
I think it is Legios Imperialis or something. I've been looking into it because I've got a couple of the old tiny little Titans kicking about. So I was thinking about doing it, but the aircraft, certainly, I think it'd be a great way to actually play them.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing. Like,
we were saying at the start of the show, it's like we've got all this lore and all these models and all this stuff, but you never like actually see them on tabletop. They're always just kind of like the insertional exfil craft. Like,
could you imagine somebody dropping $1,000 on a Thunderhawk transporter just so they can deep strike their Rhino?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like, yeah, you never see that. No one will ever do that.
Also, like, how many points is that going to cost in your army? We're going to have to be talking about having like a 10,000 point army just so that you can like justify dropping one of those down.
I need my transporter.
Apocalypse is a thing. So once more. So
it could be like those games where you see where it's like literally like an entire like warehouse floor that's been put out as like a diorama. Right? It's going to be like that.
Yeah. Well, I think, that's a good trick, though. Buy some, what was Legionis Imperialis or whatever.
Like that.
And you can do that weird perspective trick where you don't have to drop $1,000 on a Thunderhawk and you can still buy some Thunderhawks and have them in your army. You could even use them in tabletop. You just got to put it down the right base size and then you could use them in tabletop. So,
yep. Yeah. The next variant we've got is the Shadowhawk. Guess what this one does? The Shadowhawk is a rare Thunderhawk variant employed by the Raven Guard. forged to deliver warriors unseen through the deadliest war zones, equipped with advanced stealth systems and sophisticated sensor disruption technology, is capable of slipping past enemy detection networks and that would expose lesser aircraft. Combining the Thunderhawk's renowned armor and assault capability with exceptional concealment, the Shadowhawk serves as a silent but relentless instrument of Raven Guard warfare. It does what it says on the tin, right?
Yep. Vant Black Stealth Craft. Very nice.
Nice.
So just going back a touch for those that are interested, the Thunderhawk transporter is within the Legends rules, and points-wise, it's 495 points. It's equivalent of a Bane Blade for points.
But you can deep strike 2 rhinos. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You don't even know what's in those 2 rhinos.
No. And to be fair,
like,
yeah, it'd be a very big move.
it's like Russian nesting dolls, right? You deep strike rhinos, that then just empties out a bunch of like Terminators.
Yeah. I like it.
They then put down like a deep strike beacon, and then some more stuff turns up.
Yeah.
I think we've got the makings of a good strategy.
I think so. We got the Grey Knight Thunderhawk, and this one employs specialized variant equipped with unique systems designed to withstand the horrors of the warp. Its armor incorporates psycho-reactive plating and interwoven Aegis defense network, granting exceptional protection against psychic assault and demonic influence. The gunship's armament is likewise adapted for the chapter's singular purpose. Standard heavy bolters are replaced by devastating psi cannons, while additional mind strike missiles enhance its ability to destroy warp-tainted foes from afar. And I remembered what I was going to say, that question. We were talking about psychers for a second, and we never really see psychic pilots. But you were talking about the Jedi and how Anakin uses the Force to like whip his ship around a little bit. But like, couldn't psychers do a very similar thing?
And we've got like navigators as well, right? Where they're like seeing the flow of the warp and like riding the waves.
Yeah.
So it's like a similar thing again. Being able to see, like the ripples and stuff.
You shoot missiles, and then like you use the librarian like force or psyker directs the missiles to the ship and stuff. Like you could do a lot of fun stuff with it. I guess we do have psyker dreadnoughts with the Blood Angels, but to have a psyker tank, I guess we have Psi Titans as well. So like the technology definitely is there to kind of even harness psychic powers through your guns, weapon systems or whatever.
I mean, this is suggesting that you've got direct psychic attacks coming from aircraft.
That would be sweet. Why not? That'd be fucking sweet.
Or at least maybe not from an aircraft, but at an aircraft. An incredible, some kind of psychic trying to, I don't know, frazzle the machine.
Yeah, like you think about like all of Zeech's demons, they're all like birds and stuff, right? They've got wings and things like that. Like having like a dogfight with like a demon of Zeech.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah. Psyker's like creating a little bubble force field around his ship and stuff where missiles are bouncing off of. Like, yeah, very cool.
I'm surprised we've not seen more Grey Knight tweet stuff where it's obviously like said about it, like having like special like anti-warp shielding and weapons. Where we've had like proper like gunships and like interceptor craft that are purely for an attack role.
Yeah,
like it's surprised that there's not been like an anti-warp variant.
I wonder what they're gonna do with the Grey Knights. Like, it's been so long, and we still don't technically have Primaris Grey Knights, and like they're at this weird phase.
Yeah.
Would you Primaris a Grey Knight? I suppose you can Primaris a librarian, so why not?
Yeah, like sure. The problem is because it's made out of the Emperor's gene seed. That's the fucking problem with the Grey Knights nowadays. Is like, okay, so now what are we doing? You've just created a whole new thing, a whole new category, just like Custodes. Like they're that different now in my mind.
Yep. Could you add the new Primaris gene seed into an Emperor?
Would you dilute? Would you want to dilute that gene seed with the Primaris
gene seed with like lesser Primaris? Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do any of it. You wouldn't. Well, that's another.
They've created all sorts of issues for themselves. I mean, Grey Knights, I think they're wicked. The models are cool. They're getting outdated, bless them. They do deserve a refresh. I will give
just,
big thing to
just
them.
scale them up, I guess, a little bit, maybe. Because I think
Yeah.
the 30k Marines are slightly bigger than Firstborn, but smaller than Primaris. So you could kind of go that angle where they're like, no, they are smaller than Primaris, but they're scaled up so that it's not like a
Just
squat.
atrocious. I hate
Yeah.
everything you said. I hate what GW did with their scaling, man. They really fucking fucked all the scaling.
Yeah.
I
It's not
just
that
want
you've
to
got
put,
like 3 different scales for Space Marines now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
it could be worse. You could still be using, what are they, late 90 sculpts for Catachans?
Oh, those biceps.
Something else.
Now we're
They
talking.
still get me sweaty.
Yes, sir.
Having just painted Gaunt's Ghost, though, the biceps are still throughout, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But
Bicep
yeah,
technology hasn't changed in millennia.
No. Still got a lift in the 41st millennium.
The final Thunderhawk variant we'll talk about, and I think I made this one up, or maybe I'm misremembering. Hard to say. The Thunderhawk builder transport. I think in a Dawn of War game, they had Thunderhawk dropping off buildings, and they were slightly different than the transporter that we know that we just talked about. They were bigger.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of turrets on the top of them for defensive measures. So it was a little bit different. And I don't think it was a Stormbird. I'm pretty sure it was a Thunderhawk variant.
If I kind of remember, it was like almost like an animation. Like when you built stuff, it like came and swooped down and like dropped it in.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was just part of the game as opposed to like a true lore.
So I'm going to do some really in-depth research and go down a massive rabbit hole of playing that game this week. So thank you.
Get back to us.
Excuse, sure.
And just in case people out there are wondering, there is a new Dawn of War coming.
There is.
Oh, crazy.
So that's looking good. And supposedly a 40k total war, I've heard rumor of.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So exciting things on the horizon.
I mean,
on the gaming front.
If a Thunderhawk drops down like your defense bunkers, does that count as dropping a building? I know they normally get dropped from like they're normally orbital or dropped in, but you could probably like you could probably scoop and reposition one, right? With a Thunderhawk transport.
Yeah. I just found a picture of one that was crazy.
Don't Space Marines have those mobile gun platforms or bunkers as well in game on the tabletop that they can use like fortified positions and such, which would suggest that they can be picked up and moved? They're like a standardized unit, perhaps, that are just kept in cold storage.
Normally they're orbital dropped in. They're like a drop pod, right? They're like dropped in and they're just a drop pod hard point. But you'd suspect that they'd be either recoverable or movable, to which you'd need a Thunderhawk transport to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going to do it unless a Titan just comes along and picks it up and
just cradles it like a small child.
Scoops it. Yeah.
Come here, little one.
Mark's now just trying his absolute best to prove it wasn't some kind of fever dream.
I'm sweating over here.
He wasn't high on LSD. It's all fine.
Oh, man. Emperor,
that malaria hits you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Fuck. We will find it, though. Okay, well, what are we up to now? The Caestus Assault Ram.
Yeah, something slightly different. Yeah. Is it me?
Yeah.
The Caestus Assault Ram is a heavily armored boarding craft designed to smash through enemy defenses and deliver Adeptus Astartes directly into hostile vessels. Favored by many Space Marine chapters for its durability and assault capability, it remains one of the most formidable boarding crafts in Imperial service. Larger than lighter assault boats, but smaller than a Thunderhawk, it balances transport capability with resilience. Its reinforced compartment can carry up to 10 Space Marines, including Terminator armored warriors, through void, atmosphere, and heavy fire. Originally created for ship-to-ship assaults, anti-gravitic systems also allow orbital insertion and close battlefield support. For fleet-based chapters, it remains an essential tool of void warfare and boarding actions. So are we talking 10 Space Marines and 10 Terminators? Like, if you can take 10 Terminators in it, surely you could take more than 10 Astartes, brothers.
Yeah.
To me, it reads as if it could take up to 10 Space Marines, but of those 10 Space Marines, it could have maybe, what is it, usually 2 Space Marines per Terminator? So perhaps 5 Terminators would fit?
Possibly, yeah.
Perhaps it can accommodate the armor, maybe not at those numbers. I think they've made a battering ram and put wings on it.
I do like some of the stuff we're going to talk about this. It is like really cool.
Yeah.
Before we carry on, I did find this little thing about the Thunderhawk transporter where this thing's carrying 6 fucking tanks on it. It's way beefier. I don't think this is what I was looking at, but it does give you some ideas that there are bigger Thunderhawks. But yeah, let's go back to the Assault Ram.
I'll play Dawn of War and get you a screenshot to prove that you're not crazy, all right?
Thank you.
Anyway, back to the really cool assault ramp. This venerable assault craft has served since the Great Crusade, carrying Adeptus Astartes boarding forces through the void into enemy vessels. Counted among the most respected assault rams in Space Marine fleets, its armored hull has endured 10,000 years of warfare. Advances in anti-gravitic technology transformed it from a dedicated boarding vessel into a more versatile war machine. It can now descend through planetary atmospheres and support ground assaults with the same effectiveness as void operations. This adaptation allows it to strike fortified positions and strategic strongholds directly, delivering warriors where conventional assaults may fail. In the 41st millennium, it remains a valued asset among fleet-based chapters, proven across countless wars. You see that bunker? Let's ram it.
Yeah. Let's be inside it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's just a really cool concept.
It is a really cool concept.
Yeah, like a battering ram plane. Hit it and then disgorge all your troops. Hope the plane flies away at the end of it all.
If just landing guys outside of stuff isn't enough, let's just put them straight inside.
Yeah, land them inside.
It's just, we don't like the admin of having to break down doors ourselves. So the pilot can do that for us.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to go into it, but I don't think these are pilot. I think these are auto piloted.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Like pretty much just like shot at whatever it's at the target, right? I think there's obviously some like guiding systems and things, but it feels like they're just kind of like fired at almost like a boarding torpedo.
Interesting. We'll find out. The Caestus Assault Ram was created to hurl itself across the void at extreme speed, smashing through enemy ship hulls and delivering Adeptus Astartes directly into the heart of hostile vessels. On impact, it breaches armor, bulkheads, and internal compartments, unleashing its cargo deep within the enemy ship. These operations are extremely dangerous, requiring exceptional protection for both craft and crew. The Caestus is encased in heavy armor and reinforced with impact compensation systems in its armored prow, allowing it to survive strikes that would destroy lesser crafts. Internal restraint systems protect embarked warriors from the forces of high-speed breaches, ensuring they arrive combat-ready after impact. Combining with speed and durability, this allows it to deliver Space Marines directly into enemy strongholds with devastating effect. Beyond void warfare, anti-gravitic systems allow planetary insertions and ground support, carrying its cargo into the fiercest of battles. Cool. Yeah, I love stuff like that where they're just like, yeah, let's just build in some fucking impact compensation systems, like as if you could just make the metal frame not crush itself upon impact. We just add a little rivet here and we're good.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be like real souped up, like in cars you've got like the anti-crumple zones where like certain
Okay.
bits of it are designed to like break in, so
Yeah,
other
yeah.
bits don't. I feel like
Yeah.
it's almost like that. Like it's got like a nose cone or bits of it that like soak up the impact almost.
Yeah, and that piece is like super replaceable or whatever.
Yeah.
One-time use thing. Okay. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Also, it's full of Astartes. They're not exactly like soft.
The Astartes are just holding it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't crumple.
It only has to dampen it slightly because they're going to be able to take a lot more punch. Like obviously, if it's dropping guard in, they'd probably still die from the impact because it's like probably only just like
just the
dampened
G-force
slightly.
of it just turns it into mist. Yeah.
This
Cool
is this bit's like my favorite bit of this though, right? Is the armament. The Caestus Assault Ram is armed with forward-mounted melter weapons designed to burn through armor, bulkheads, and fortifications before impact. Once defenses are weakened, its reinforced prow smashes through the breach, allowing embarked Space Marines to launch immediately assault from within. Like that's so cool. Just having like those forward-mounted multi-melter guns and just burning a hole through whatever you're facing, and just being like, "I'm here."
It's just something else. Just because ramming it isn't enough.
Yeah, putting a big spike on the end and punching a hole isn't enough. Let's just melt one.
Yeah, let's melt the hole. Then we'll punch a hole.
Yeah.
And then we'll put Marines in the hole.
In planetary warfare, this weapon is also effective against armored bunkers, fortified positions, wing-mounted missile batteries, provides suppressive fire, saturating landing zones and defensive lines before the assault ram delivers its cargo. Caestus can be fitted with additional systems to support assault operations and rapid reinforcement. These upgrades allow for further forces to exploit the breach created by its attack. Throughout the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy, multiple configurations existed, reflecting its adaptability across various combat elements. So that's what I mean. That's what I was kind of getting at. It's almost like a breed, like a crossbreed of like a boarding torpedo and an assault ship.
Yeah.
Like where it's got like turrets and like wing-mounted turrets and stuff. It basically does the same thing as a boarding torpedo. It like melts its way through, punches its way through, and like spits out Space Marines. But it has got turrets and wings and things like that. It's more than just like a one-off delivery system. It is
like this delivery system will make sure it gets there. Even if you send interceptors to intercept it, it's gonna blow those up and keep going. Like yeah.
And it, like once it's created a breach, it's almost like a fortified position that your soldiers can then like get through because it's got like turrets on the outside and stuff like that. It like not only creates a breach, it creates like a bridgehead as well.
Yeah.
Makes the channel.
Yeah.
No, they're really cool. I mean, I've just looked up at the tabletop. So according for the tabletop rules, it carries 12 Astartes. A Terminator takes 2 of those spots. So you'd get 6 Terminators.
Okay.
I guess the limiting factor is how many can you stack up like a Pringles can. There's just something about it. It's just the whole concept is just cool.
And it just looks so unconventional too.
Yeah.
Like with the two troop compartments in the front. It's like taking container ships and strapping engines on them and strapping them next to each other. Like it's
it just doesn't look like it's built to be a battering ram. It looks like just a normal ship. It doesn't look like it's built to fly into stuff.
Yeah. It almost looks like you'd see it as a pod racer or a speeder in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
You know, you see it as that. It doesn't look like I'm going to break down your fortification.
It feels like it should have like a pointed prow.
Or at the very least, a dozer blade on it.
Yeah, or something, or like a big drill nose or something like that, where it's going to like punch through something.
Yeah,
it's just
no. Let's just give it a flat nose. Let's just punch through it with a flat object.
But it has the melter, so it's all fine, and it makes perfect sense.
Yes, perfect sense.
If you push something hard enough, it will go through. So just turn up the throttle.
Yeah.
And that's
my sex technique for sure.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm alone.
Poor technique. Sloppy technique.
Oh, no comment to that. But yeah, this is where I find we get to the cool stuff of the Space Marine aircraft. It's the quite task specific. The other more generalist aircraft are all right, but they're all quite much a muchness in their role, what they're meant to be doing, how they do it, their armament. This is very unique. This is I would say the Thunderhawk is iconic. The Assault Ram is just one of a kind.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, like no other ship fulfills its role or even looks like it really.
No, nothing is designed to drive into stuff.
Yeah. Hey, that's called an accident.
Yeah, like they're designed specifically not to crash. They hover, they land, they fly. They don't drive directly into things.
And that's where they're going wrong.
Yeah, just
that one Astartes designer who just never puts up his hand. They're like, all right, who the fuck did this one now? Like, yeah, it's really useful, but come on.
Technically, they could all do it, right? They've all pretty much got like that nose-mounted gun. Pop a multi-melter on there, you're fine. It's basically all this has got, right?
Yeah,
Perhaps that's why those multi-melters were mounted to what was it, the Stormraven. Perhaps someone's thinking about trying it.
Yeah, we've not got any more Caestus Assault Rams. They've all broken down because we've crashed them all. Can we just like make a makeshift one? Can we just stick some multi-melters on the front of something else?
They ordered a Caestus Assault Ramp from Temu, and that's what's turned up. That's what's turned up. It'll do, guys. So deployment strategy. In its primary role as an assault ram, the Caestus uses a melter weapon to burn through enemy armor before driving its reinforced prow into the target. Once breached, forward ramps open and Adeptus Astartes surge into the enemy's stronghold. Anti-gravitic systems expand its role into to orbital assaults and planetary operations, allowing it to act as a heavily armored battle skimmer against fortified positions, vehicles, and entrenched defenders. Many chapters reserve it for the most hazardous deployments and heavily defended objectives. Fleet-based chapters rely on the Caestus during actions against space hulks and orbital fortresses, and these ancient craft are often recovered after battle whenever possible, regardless of damage or risk. I guess I certainly am guilty of it. I generally forget a lot of the space and void warfare that they're working ship to ship quite often. I mean, Space Hulk, huge part of 40k history as a gaming system, as within media. And I'm terrible for forgetting it. I always think, yeah, it's a planetary campaign or a system campaign on different planets. But yeah, they're going to be working ship to ship. They're going to be clearing Space Hulks, where this begins to make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
especially like Great Crusade and like Horus Heresy as well. Like there was a lot of void warfare there. Like you think about in the books, you've got like the Interrex, and then obviously when the Heresy kicks off, you have like Astartes fleets like engaging each other. But you didn't really hear a lot about Caestus Assault Rams. You like boarding torpedoes was like how they got about pretty much. You want Astartes over there, fire a boarding torpedo.
I'm just wondering now about that piloting thing. You were saying that they like drone operate, and like even just the way that they talk about having to recover them after battle almost indicates too that they are kind of launched and not necessarily piloted and able to recover just
on these tech specs. It says there's a pilot
and a gunner.
Yeah.
And I mean, potentially they could get stuck.
Oh yeah, okay, wedged in there. So, or I guess damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. okay. I'm just like thinking Astartes 2, or no, Astartes the cinematic
Like the
videos or
animation.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very first one, they had the Caestus Assault Ram going, and it was launching like little drone fucking missiles off and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Imagine that's been your job. Like you're an Astartes, you're qualified as a pilot. And like, yeah, I'm gonna fly like an interceptor. I'm gonna fly like a Stormraven, a Stormbird. No, you're flying the Caestus.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be worse. You could be flying the Thunderhawk transport.
yeah.
But the fever dream building transport that Mark
Yeah,
has clearly imagined.
yeah.
Imagine going through all those like hundreds of years of like training though, and it's like, oh yeah, like you're not actually gonna fly, you're just gonna crash.
Unless that's what your training led you to. Perhaps you couldn't fly all that well.
Wow.
So-
Now that's
I-
using the most of
Yeah.
the every Astartes, hey? They
Fall
make
them
the
with
most
style.
of them. Yeah. All right. What does this have any form? Oh, it does have some technical specs. We'll just go over real quick. Not much has changed, honestly. Like, so they can go 1,800 miles, just like the last one, as a range of 22. I think just like the last one.
It's all pretty similar specs, right?
Yeah, oddly enough, 85 tons. You know, these are fun to like look at, but like they ultimately don't fucking mean anything. Like, there's no real value to any of the numbers that they provide, but they're
Again,
still fucking
like,
fun.
I know I'm fixated on it, but main ammunition, like again, you don't really have ammunition for a melter.
Yeah. Or maybe they like, yeah. 24 shots. You can go breach 24 different ships. Get after it, boys.
But before what, you need to change the battery? Like,
Barrels. Yeah.
I feel like they got those two the wrong way round. Main
Yeah.
ammunition should be NA
Yeah.
it's
in
a
my
melter.
mind, and then 24 rounds of the missile launchers.
That makes more sense. A lot more sense.
Yeah,
But it can't be that because Games Workshop never do typos.
Never.
No,
really.
no.
Also,
Never.
the
It's all
superstructure, the superstructure armor feels small. It should potentially have like an appendix, like frontal armor. Because obviously, it's like we're talking about this. It's got like crazy frontal armor because it's literally ramming through a hull.
Yeah. Yeah.
If 60 mil is all we're working with here, it's not a lot.
All right.
not-
I think you'll find 60 mil is plenty.
Depends how you use it, right?
The way I use it, she'll do.
Formation. The first recorded during the closing years of the Great Crusade. The Dragonfire attack pattern formation employed 3 Caestus Assault Rams flying in perfect formation, their crews coordinating devastating melter strikes with unwavering precision. By combining the destructive power of their magna melters against a single point, the assault craft could burn vast breaches through the fortress walls, starship hulls, and heavily reinforced defense moments before impact. Few barriers could withstand the thunderous force of a Dragonfire assault, and fewer still survived what followed through the breach. Cool?
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. You'd expect them to have, like, a special model of melter. Like, I know it's a dual-mounted Hephaestus pattern magna melter. It's like a special, like, Cestus pattern melter or something that is, like, big.
Yeah, once again, you gotta
crazy.
fire that melta faster than your ship goes. So that's the problem with the fucking melta.
And you've got to do it like the range is obviously as well, like smaller on a melter.
Yeah.
You've got to do it like instantaneously before you hit the target, right?
Yeah. When you get into the logistics of it, it's almost magic. But
that's 40k.
Heresy.
40k. That's why we're here.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, I suppose it also speaks to the precision of the pilots, the gunners,
Sure.
to be able to recognize that exact moment he has to fire, to be able to not squish against it.
Not squish against it or fly into your own like melter waves.
Yeah. Cool aircraft though. Really cool.
Yeah.
So the Xiphon pattern interceptor. The origins of the Xiphon are shrouded by millennia, though it has received the Legionis Astartes since the Great Crusade. Built for speed and aerial dominance, It demands exceptional skill from its pilot, a challenge readily met by Adeptus Astartes. Excuse me. Despite its performance, the Xiphon was difficult to maintain and operate, with complex systems and limited range preventing widespread deployment. Still, it remained valuable during the Horus Heresy, wherever air superiority was contested. It required precise control to unlock its full potential, operating in both atmosphere and void with exceptional maneuverability though unforgiving, it rewarded mastery with speed, precision, and flexibility. Its propulsion system relied on specialized fuel, enabling seamless transition between planetary and void combat. Thousands of years after its introduction, the Xiphon remains a valued interceptor in many Space Marine armories. To me, it's very much going back to the double nerding of Star Wars, that Jedi fighter level of tolerance.
Yeah,
You need to be on it.
It screams like White Scars for me.
Yeah.
Like this is maybe something that they fly because they are the guys that are like quick. They've got those reactions. They've got like that instinctive fluidity and mobility. I'm not surprised that it's like one of these ones that's never like entered full scale production though. We're talking about it's got like it needs specialized like fuel. Everything else, as far as we know, just takes Promethium, just as is.
That. Yeah, there's some vehicles we were talking about that you could just pour any liquid in, it's somehow going to burn it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Like it's hard to use, it's hard to handle, it needs special fuel.
Yeah. But man, this would be one of the deadliest fighter crafts out there. Those 4 las cannons, like you just...
It looks cool too.
Yeah. Lots of people will say that it's based off of like the Battlestar Galactica fighter jet. I don't know what that one's called. And it's very similar for sure. For sure. I'm sure they took inspiration from it, but yeah, very sleek design. Or like almost like an A-wing almost from Star Wars, but not quite.
Yep.
It looks like what it is. It looks like an interceptor. It looks like a fighter.
Yeah, super sleek. This one's kind of cool. It looks like somebody turned it into like the Raven Guard would use it, where it's like almost like a beak on the front and like bird wings on the side. Very cool.
Which, when you've already got what I would describe as a twitchy aircraft, let's modify it so it might be even twitchier.
Yeah. This is a Battlestar Galactica ship, I believe. Yeah, so very similar. But it's like an X-wing cockpit too. Like it's a very
the center of the X-wing with like wings taken off.
Yeah, wings and then engines like right next to the cockpit type thing. But yeah, very cool ship. It's armaments. The Xiphon Interceptor is a heavily armed and armor hunter engineered to destroy enemy aircraft through overwhelming firepower. Mounted along the fuselage are twin pairs of las cannons, 4 in total, capable of punching through armor and crippling heavily protected targets with searing energy volleys. Complementing these is a ventral rotary missile launcher carrying munitions designed to overwhelm defenses and saturate evasive targets, giving the Xiphon a balance of precision strikes and sustained offensive capability. In its hands of an experienced Astartes pilot, it becomes a deadly predator, combining speed, maneuverability, armor, and firepower that dominates contested skies while enduring heavy punishment. Reinforced ceramite and defensive systems further enhance survivability. During the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy, many Xiphons were fitted with auguries and target analysis systems, allowing them precise strikes against aerial and ground targets. Maybe this gun, the only thing it's really missing is just like a small, like if it had a heavy bolter or something on it, just one type of kind of machine gun type weapon.
This definitely feels like it's like a proper like void craft, like to be fighting, like dogfighting other spaceships.
Yeah.
Like it's got missiles, probably locking, and like las weapons to shoot down other void craft, right? This definitely feels like a... Obviously, it can be used in atmosphere, but it feels like a space fighter.
Yeah, very much like a space fighter.
It's very specialized, very dedicated.
Yeah, cool. Well, that was That one, I wish there was more information on it. It's pretty cool. I am glad that you can use it in 40k now. For a while, it was a 30k exclusive ship, and that was always a piss off when they did that. But I want all the goodies. We do have a couple other ships, but honestly, we talked about them, or they're chapter specific, so we will talk about them eventually. I'll just quickly go through them. We mentioned the Land Speeder Tempest, and in episode 232, Astartes light vehicles. We mentioned that basically it's a land speeder that gets a fully enclosed cockpit and like an assault cannon on it. So it's kind of not a dedicated fighter plane or anything like that. It's more like in a pinch type situation. And then we also got a couple chapter specific ones. The Dark Angels, they get 2 unique ships called the Dark Talon and the Nephilim jet fighter. Both of them, one of them is a bomber, one of them is like a fighter craft. And then we go to the Space Wolves. They get the Stormfang Gunship and the Storm Wolf. I'm going to pull up a picture of them really quick here. But like I said, we will talk about them a little more maybe when we do some more Space Wolf stuff. But it looks like a Caestus Assault Ram just with 1 cargo container instead of 2. So that's pretty cool.
That they're my favorite Astartes aircraft. I have to give it to the Space Wolves here. I think they are
nice
cool
models. Yeah, they are cool.
What are you digging about it?
I don't know. I think it's the lower profile. There's something about it that the way they've done the wings almost look like tillers from a boat. Okay. So it kind of goes towards that Viking-esque aesthetic of the wolves. Yeah. But it's lower. It looks like an atmospheric aircraft in a sci-fi setting. It looks like the speeders of Star Wars. You know, I could see it working and being used.
Yeah, it does look cool. And obviously, it's got it's not just lore. You can get cool models for them as well, right?
Yeah.
Which is a bonus.
And then we also have the Corvus Blackstar. I'll pull that one up too because that one's pretty cool.
Well, the question I have is like the Nephilim. Aren't they like Xenos? No, they're an angel, aren't they? Like that. I got confused.
Just this one's pretty cool. Wide. It's an odd shape. This one, I really like the way the plane looks and stuff. But for Astartes design, it's so different than everything else. Where it's got this really like wide, flat, compressed pancake body, and then the wings are at the very front of it, which is abnormal for most Astartes ships.
Yeah. It looks almost like some of the like late 40s, early 50s stuff that led to Area 42, you know, all of that sort of stuff. To me, Area 52, isn't it? Not 42, but that sort of early Cold War, this could be alien technology, History Channel special. It's that sort of look to me, the flying pancakes.
Yeah.
Just going back to it, I was right. The Nephilim are a minor malevolent Xenos species.
Are they like that vampire one or psychic vampire one?
I think so. Just having a look at the wiki now. Apparently they towered even over Horus, twice as tall as the Astartes. Like I knew there was something in 40k about it.
Cool.
It just seems weird that the Astartes would name their ship after a Xenos.
The Nephilim jet fighter is pretty sweet. I got a picture of it. Another nice silhouette where it kind of breaks out of Astartes plane idea of just like these giant flying bricks with big engines and tiny wings on the back. This one looks like it could actually fly. Very cool. Well, that was that. Like I said, those chapter specific ones we'll get to another time. There are other Astartes aircraft, but they are like specifically 30k or they're like rare and retired. So there will be another episode at some point where we talk about like the Stormbird or I don't know, the Overlord Gunship. I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones out there. So very cool. Did you guys have a favorite one? I know Fishy there, you said you liked the Space Wolf one.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a sucker for a Stormfang. I was going to surprise a friend of mine who might actually listen to this later at a later date and paint one up for him and just hand it over. So I know he loves building, he loves playing, but he hates painting. Um, so yeah,
Do a guy a
potentially.
favor.
Yeah. So I might do something. But the Thunderhawk is a classic.
Classic.
Yeah, can't go wrong. It's been with us from the beginning. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, T, what about you? Did you have one? Like your homebrew chapters like Space Wolfish, do you have some Stormfangs in there and stuff? Or
I mean, yes and no. Like it's that kind of similar aesthetic. I mean, from the episode, I think it's got to be the Fire Raptor.
yeah.
Just like a flying machine of death. Pretty
All
awesome.
turrets with the 2 auto cannons poking out, like it just
Yeah.
looks deadly.
Yeah,
I forget what you were saying. That one ship with the gun coming out the side was the Hercules, maybe you were saying, but it's very much like you got this giant cannon coming off the side of your ship there.
Yeah, AC-130 gunship.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I think my favorite, I'll go with you, either the Fire Raptor or I'm gonna wait and see what kind of Vindicator flyer somebody comes up with. Replace that assault ramp with the Demolisher cannon and see where it takes us. But
yeah, nice.
Yeah, all the Astartes flyers are pretty cool. I like them all.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Just shipping containers with wings and guns.
And who don't love super soldiers that can fly?
Yeah. I wonder what kind of Primaris stuff we'll get for flyers, like all the firstborn vehicles that we've been talking about and stuff. They're not Primaris vehicles. They are obsolete now at this point. It's just a matter of phasing them out. So yeah, it'll be cool to see what kind of Primaris vehicles we get. If we get like a super sleek flyer, or if you look at like their tanks, they kind of almost look like more actual realistic and functional. So maybe we'll get kind of planes that kind of look like that and less flying bricks, but who knows? We'll see.
I think they will face an absolute rebellion if they ever get rid of the Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
To be fair,
there are some things that you can't, like they couldn't get rid of Terminators, and I don't think they can get rid of Land Raiders either. Like those will somehow make it into the firstborn armory, but
absolutely, and they're the classics. It's what people grew up on with 40k.
They're just iconic.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it'll be cool to see what they do. But equally, keep the classics.
Yeah. Cool. Well, any closing thoughts there, or that's an episode?
None from me.
No, none from me.
That's
really cool episode. Yeah, really cool episode.
Yeah, it's fun doing it with you British boys. Makes me feel more intelligent. And if you guys are if you live in Britain or anywhere over that neck of the woods, shoot me a message. I'm always looking for new people to record with, and maybe you like one of these boys and you want to record with them and me. So just reach out and we'll make something happen. Thanks for listening to Lorehammer. Come check out Lorehammer Listen to Lore podcast. I read out homebrew lore that people submit, and come join the Patreon on all that kind of fun stuff. Any shout outs from you guys?
Nothing from me. Again, like join the Patreon. Listener lore is a great way. That's how I ended up here. That's how I started. It's how my career in Lorehammer started. And I know Fishy's working on some homebrew as well. So it's a great way to like get stuck in.
Yeah. Jump on the Discord. I can't say it enough. Get on the Discord. It's a great community. Go and argue with people over complete fantasy and make up your own things. Like I've come up with some absolute rubbish. Post your photos about modeling. There's a really helpful help desk as well. So if you've got some ideas, you don't know how to do a technique, it's really open, helpful community. Come and join
Lettuce just posted a picture of his Aquila lander during the show, and it had like
wicked.
Crazy. Hey, it had like folded wings and stuff. He opened it all up and extended like the compartment and stuff. Looks really fucking cool. So
those sort of things is just what this community is about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you all on the next episode. I think it's going to be that rare and retired Astartes vehicle. And then I promise that's all for the Astartes Armoury for now. We're going to do some more Terrion stuff, and then we'll get to some Xeno stuff after that. But, we'll pluck through and keep on going. We'll see you on the next episode. Adios.
Cheerio.